County Executive Sam Page is asking St. Louis County voters to defeat Proposition B in April. He thinks department heads would not have a clear vision of the chain of command if council members have the ability to fire them. Council member Dennis Hancock says there is bipartisan support on the board for voters to grant them that permission.
I think any time that someone violates the Sunshine Law, I think any time that someone lies to the public in a position of authority, I think that they should be held accountable to that.
Hancock tells KFDK getting 5 out of 7 council members to decide on a department head's dismissal is a high bar to clear, as it should be. Also, this just in, Pope Francis has increased his level of physical therapy and he remains in stable condition, according to the latest update from the Vatican. The work continues to protect customers in line at Ted Drew's from traffic on Chippewa.
Days before Christmas last year, a car crashed into people buying Christmas trees in the Ted Drew's lot. Rasmus Jorgensen is a spokesman for the mayor's office. He says the road safety improvements were already on the books to get done when that happened.
We were intentionally waiting for January because we wanted to do this as much as possible while Ted Drew's was closed, so as to not to disturb the business here.
There are still concrete molds waiting for new concrete to be poured on barriers directly outside Ted Drew's, but almost all of the other concrete is done, including bump outs. Next, the city will install big fences on those barriers, and they're waiting for a new crosswalk signal to arrive. That's going to be here late April, early May, so they can install it. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
The KMOX Business Desk. What part of the economy is doing well?
Service providers, not manufacturers, make up the largest sector of the U.S. economy. And last month, they were busier. The Institute for Supply Management says demand for their services was accelerating, as was employment at those businesses. Tracy Jonke, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel's up 410 points after the tariff news to 42,931, rebounding by 300 points after the Trump tariffs for auto delay. We've got some debris on 6440 going east at the Missouri River on the right shoulder. A stalled vehicle, 270 going north at Ladue. That's got the right lane closed there.
A wind advisory remains in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. Periods of rain showers and snow burst from time to time. Winds pushing 40 to 50 miles per hour and the stronger gust. 45 for the highest. Not going to feel anywhere near 45. Wind chills around 30 much of the day. Extra care driving, not only with the wind, but if you get caught in these snow bursts, visibility could drop down to 0 very quickly. Tonight, slow clearing. It's cold, but it stays windy most of the night. 29 for the low, wind chills in the single numbers. Thursday, sunny, light winds and chilly, 49 degrees. Couple of early morning rain showers on Friday, otherwise partly sunny and 57. The weekend is sunny and 53, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got 34 right now in St. Peter's. It's 35 in Florissant, 35 degrees downtown at the Arch. And the winds right now are out of the west-northwest at 23 miles per hour, but the gusts are up to 43 miles per hour. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Hi, it's Jeff Sachs. The swings of the market should not affect your retirement plan. Your income in retirement should be independent of the market swings. If you're up all night worrying about it, we need to review your plan, and today is a great day to do it. Let's simplify your retirement at retiresafestl.com.
This hour of the DGS is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloor.com.
In my head, thoughts like back to the breakup. These four walls are closing in. Look at the fix you put me in. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS on KMOX. Happy Wednesday? I don't know. I'm being honest about this.
It's a day.
Yeah, Wednesday. This week has been stupid. Just like everything about it has just been weird. Looks like it's settled down a little bit out there. This morning, man, before I came to work, it was just like sideways snow and
love it.
Nuts.
It looked nice.
It looked, yeah, like I dig the
snow and nuts.
Yes.
Sideways snow and nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I love it.
It makes you feel alive. That's all I could think of this morning. I had to go out and drag some stuff out of my car and inside, outside. And every time I stepped outside, the wind and the snow would hit my face. It makes you feel alive.
Are you running yet?
No. That makes me feel not alive.
Yeah.
And it's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
It's been, 12 weeks?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
and
just
still
can't get over it. It's a gumball.
Swelling. I tried to walk, I guess, a little too aggressively. So my PT appointment earlier this week, he was not thrilled with
I was going
that.
to say, was that per instruction? No.
No.
Was there any talk of surgery at all?
No, because it's just
It's not a
ligaments.
surgical thing.
No. And he's like, listen, because if for your mental health, if you need to go out and walk, you're not going to get better for a while. And this could be something that you deal with for 20 years. Or you can, try to get better now. And he said, you know what? I wouldn't be opposed to you go out running and walking and dealing with it and not getting better for a couple of weeks. And then when you're mentally in a spot where you can shut it down
Take it
again.
off.
Yeah. But it is, the gumball, man.
Wheels, did you ever have to take time off like that for an injury?
Yeah, but only it was in the first time it ever happened was in college, and I had to be forced.
Mhm.
I didn't have to. The choice was taken out of my hands after they did the MRI and all that. The first one was a wrist injury that I refused to get looked at because I was a nobody, lowest level on the totem pole in college, and I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want to fall behind. I didn't want to be shut down. I just wanted to get through it. And finally, they took me in and scanned it. And they're like, no, you're done for 6 weeks. You are not catching them. You're not doing anything.
Mhm.
You can throw, you can do all that, but you can't catch or hit or do anything. And that was forced on me, and it sucked. Knee injury in college was similar, but the worst one I missed was when I did an ankle.
Yeah.
I did mine playing basketball. It was like, it might've been the year 2000. So I was maybe 30, 31. No, it was a little later than that. Early 2000s. I was maybe 31 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
I did this in January. I did not run again until August.
Yeah.
Like I rehabbed, I walked, I jogged, but I did not actually sprint or run until August.
It feels like it's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not.
And I
doing the-
still feel that now.
Yeah. And that's why, you got to be positive and say, no, it's just going to be a slow road back.
Yeah.
But the Marathon World Championships at the New York Marathon, those are out. I'm not even close. I don't even know if I'll be running by November. So that's out. Obviously the Boston Marathon's out. So I think mentally, like mental health wise, that's the worst part.
It is hard, but you just have to shoot further out, right? You're
Yeah.
used to closer goals and closer payoff for the work you do.
Well,
And
it
you just
sucks.
have to push it further out.
I don't mean to say this to hurt you because you're my friend, but you had just gotten that great news
Yes.
about
Yeah.
your times
Yeah.
and you're qualified
Yeah.
for this, and you were so excited.
Yeah. And there's no going back. Like you can't change your mind. You had so many hours, right? You had so many days.
Yeah.
They go, okay, it's going to open up. And then we need everyone who's going to be in the World Championships, the Marathon World Championships at the New York City Marathon in November to sign up now. And I didn't do it. And I know people say, well, could you have gone and just walk? Well, sure. But that's
That's
I'm
not the point,
I'm
right?
not going.
That's not the point.
If you're going to the World Marathon Championships.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Here's the thing. You whenever like you suffer, you go through a hard time, you know that there's like a purpose in it and you can make a purpose out of it. And so, yeah, when you can't run from anything, literally, you just got to focus on it and work and go, okay, what can I learn from this? And
Yeah.
taking a step back from running has been good too.
Ron, if you were a really good partner, you would start running.
For
you
her?
would run for her.
I'll finish that marathon for you, friend.
No.
That would be the best.
How do you overcome chafing? That seems like that happens.
Vaseline.
That's tough.
Body glide. That's what it's called.
For your nipples? That's good. That goes on your nipples, right?
Well, not for girls, but for you, yes. Yeah. Or tape.
Do you know about the body glide for the nipples, Dave?
I know about the nipples. I didn't know about the body glide.
Yeah,
So,
it
well,
keeps
body
your
glide
nipples
can
from
go-
bleeding.
It can go anywhere. Like
Yeah.
legs, a lot of people chafe right
Yeah.
between their
Yeah.
thighs.
Yep.
You can put it on your feet just as a preventative measure against blisters. So yeah, but
I'm
You-
chafing now.
yeah,
Dave's like searching the body glide.
I'm a big chafer. Like
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
Are
the
you?
athletic days. Woo, yeah.
knock on wood, I have not.
Because every
chafer.
one of my body parts is so stuck together so tightly.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of space anywhere
Nope,
here.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had to rig it though. Like we would be, all right, I'm gonna get bike shorts, and then the bike shorts are gonna go under my sliding pants, and then those are gonna go under the baseball pants. Or when I ran cross country, I was a mess because all you have is like a t-shirt and then running shorts. And running shorts, they don't cover anything.
They're
like
2 inches long.
your skin, like if you have legs, your thighs just go right against each other as you're running. And
You need
that
was the
thigh
worst.
gap.
I did not have it then, nor do I have it now.
I have a friend who said, she's like, I cannot wear corduroy pants or I might start a fire.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that. I stay away from corduroy just
Yeah.
as a safety precaution.
God, I love corduroy.
Love wearing it.
I do. I have a couple of corduroy jackets.
I've never seen
And
you
I have
in
some
corduroy
corduroy
pants.
pants.
I've never seen you in
Wear
corduroy
'em.
pants.
Yeah.
Are they the micro velvetized corduroy
I
or
don't
the
know.
good
They're
old
Levi's.
thick?
They're black corduroy pants. They're nice.
Are they
It's
swish-
been
very
a long
comfortable.
time since I wore corduroy.
Oh,
Yeah.
since grade school.
Yeah.
They were an option in grade school instead of like khakis or Dockers.
Yeah.
So they were closer to jeans in the way they felt. So we thought, oh, we'll dig that one 'cause that's the cooler one. And then you're just walking around the hallway. Zip, 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 zip.
I think I feel
Can't
like
sneak anywhere.
a spark. It's on fire.
Good stuff. I love it.
But after that, after 8th grade, never again. Not since. I can probably guarantee it.
You ever wear patent leather shoes?
Love patent leather.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like
did
penny
in 8th
loafers
grade
were a big
once.
thing back in the day.
Wearing them right now.
Had those little loafers with the penny in them.
I wore them. I had them in 8th grade. I wore them to school once, and I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
They're the least comfortable shoes in
It
the
wasn't
world.
good.
Yeah. I don't miss that. When I was a lawyer and I had to dress like a lawyer, and you would buy dress shoes. And I'm sure there were ways to break them in, but I didn't know. So I would just wear them, and then I would
and you
get blisters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like if you're doing it. This is what I love about now. This is my favorite thing about fashion. Maybe the only thing in fashion I care about in the last 900 years is that you can wear athletic shoes with suits now, and nobody yells at you, and nobody
You know
thinks
what,
you're a
though?
freak.
I think yes. I hate that look.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I'd like when I see they're like people who do it on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, it's not like a Zelensky thing, like, do you own a suit? And for someone who doesn't own a suit,
Yeah.
but like the suit with tennis shoes thing, just like, I get what you're trying to do. It just doesn't work for me.
Oh.
Rachel, what about you?
It's all me.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. I've been known to wear a blazer and sneakers, so
Yeah, but
certainly
that's
can't.
fashionable because you're a girl.
It's casual.
I mean,
But
I
cool.
think it's fashionable when guys do it too, though, with the sneaks and the suit.
I mean, it's a big NBA thing. It's a big thing on
Yeah.
on ESPN. All the football guys that are breaking down games, they're all doing that. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's because I think the look is amazing. I don't give a crap about fashion. I just like the idea that I can do it and not get yelled at. People aren't going to be jujging me. I mean, like everybody that's fashionable does it, so I'm going to do it because I'm going to be comfortable.
Kevin, you can wear whatever you want. No
I
one's
do.
going to yell at you.
Well, that's true.
When have you ever been yelled at?
Not by
because of what you've
strangers.
had
No,
on?
it's more strange. It's more parents and relatives and families. Like families can be a little bit more annoying, and you're like, you know what?
But
How
if
your
you wore-
families feel about your Beavis and Butthead shirts?
Oh, they love them.
What if you wore jorts and a mesh top? Would you get yelled at by Steve maybe?
To work?
At work.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a real problem. I'd get yelled.
I've
Dave
done-
would yell at me.
I've done that.
Mesh?
And it was not only mesh, it was a half shirt.
Well, look at you with the Jim Edmonds look.
Where?
Yeah. Where what?
Where did you wear that?
Everywhere.
Oh, wow.
In
was
the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
in
a
the
mesh
70s that was
top.
totally a normal look.
It was like a it was gold and it was definitely see-through.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
a football jersey-ish
Yes,
sort of thing they did in the
exactly.
70s. Yeah.
Yes,
But it was
exactly.
a crop.
Yeah. Half shirts were I can't tell you how big half shirts were. in
No,
the
they were
70s.
massive.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. Guys and girls.
Your belly button show then?
Yeah.
Well, it's a half shirt.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it wasn't wearing high-waisted pants like Fred Mertz with a half shirt, was he?
Right.
Wearing the old man pants pulled up to your chest.
It
The
touches
chest
the half
pants.
shirt.
Yeah. Now, that would be awesome. I think that would be a phenomenal look.
Yeah, my dad yelled at me because I paid full price for a half of a shirt.
I think that's hysterical.
That's funny.
Yeah. He was really mad.
So it wasn't the look, it was the
Right.
principle.
It's like, did you get half off that shirt? No.
He's like, "Did you pay the full price for that shirt?" I'm like, "Oh, like only you would pay full price for half of a shirt."
That's pretty funny.
It is very funny.
Makes a great point.
Yeah. He was never wrong.
No, it was. I mean, that is a legitimate. Like, why isn't the shirt half the cost of a regular shirt?
Like half shirt, jorts, and tube socks with stripes on them pulled all the way up.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
I like the tube socks. I think that's a good look. The
I like
striped
tube
socks.
You can get a lot of them now.
Get them a package where they would be like red and blue.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Oh man, I'm into those.
Yeah.
Dave says half shirt stopped when they started putting corn syrup in all the food.
That's such a great point. It's such a good point.
It's in everything. Everything. You fatties.
Yeah, they should have doubled the shirts.
That's so good.
The half shirt should be from the bottom up.
Oh, gross.
I'd wear that shirt. Yeah.
I could take the afternoon, but nighttime comes around too soon. You can know what you mean to me. Your poison letter, your telegram.
Do you know what time it is? There's a reason you do. And Thursday, we'll explore why you know what time it is, how you know it's accurate, and why we have to adjust the hour twice each year. How time works. An Odyssey Conversation, Thursday night at 8 on KMOX.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
If you want to know what's happening with your St. Louis Cardinals, then you need to get the inside scoop from the Gas House Gang. Every weekday at noon, Tom Ackerman, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler, and Bernie Nicholas break down the latest Cardinals news with analysis only true experts can bring. Live on the KMOX YouTube channel and KMOX Sports on X, and replayed weeknights at 8 on KMOX. The Gas House Gang, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling and Game Day Men's Health on your home of the St. Louis Cardinals. KMOX.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Rockwood School District has openings and is looking for people who enjoy working with kids, child nutrition, cafeteria workers, custodial, grounds and maintenance, bus drivers, the Adventure Club. All of these great benefits are included, and a positive, caring, fun work environment. Competitive pay, part-time and substitute positions available as well. Flexible hours and shifts. The Rockwood School District. rsdmo.org/jobs.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-431-2715. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-431-2715. 800-431-2715. 800-431-2715.
From fast breaks to buzzer beaters to block parties, there's nothing as exciting as basketball. And with football over, with Underdog, you can bring that basketball excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats like threes made, points, rebounds, and much more. Get those selections right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. This is Tom Ackerman. Millions of fans have won over billions on Underdog. Will you be next? Join in on the fun by signing up for Underdog today using promo code TOM, and you'll get a free selection as part of your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's the Underdog app and promo code TOM. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
As I mentioned near the close of the last record, this record you are now playing is
on the strip. It was another lost weekend. The band was too slick, and the people were twisted. So I asked for a date. She reluctantly agreed. Then we went to my place, and she never did leave. She wanted on this thing when she's gone.
Am I the only person that knows this group? Anybody?
I'll know it when you say it.
What does it rhyme with?
The Lubes?
The boobs.
Yes.
Is it really?
No.
Oh,
No, it's the Tubes, the same one that did
Yeah.
1 in a Million Girl.
huh.
That's
never heard of
that
it.
one.
Oh, yeah.
That's I know I'd heard this one before, but I would never recognize one other than
Fee Waybill.
One in a
Great
Million, yeah.
band. Really good band.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's one thing about the music. Like, I picked all this music last night when I was in the zone. So and I wrote down Adam Sandler music, because when I pick music, I don't know if you guys are like this, there's humor in it. Like, I love playing songs where you're like, oh my God. Because when I watch an Adam Sandler movie, like the old classics, he had the best soundtracks.
Yeah.
It was always like a rock song from your childhood, and you're like, damn, So that's the way I pick music.
Yeah.
Rich does it a different way, but I'm always looking for like that. Oh my God.
Like the song in Billy Madison where he shows up to high school. I cannot think of what that is, but I hear it. And he shows up in his Trans Am and his denim jacket because he has to go through all of the classes again. Oh man, what is that song? And I can't sing it because I don't know the words.
And they're so effective.
Yeah, they're
totally
they fit.
sets a
You're
mood.
right. It's perfect.
And he's the
for
first
that
one I
moment.
remember doing that, like doing it from like a comedy standpoint.
Yeah.
There were some similarities in like Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Like that kind of. I mean, it wasn't all the stuff. Some of the songs were made for the movie, but like there were parts of it that were like that too, where you're hearing the song in the background while things are happening. Like that was a good comedy thing. But I think Sandler and maybe who else did it not too long, not in the not too distant past, or they did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Rach, what's your coffee thing?
Oh, so it turns out, according to a new survey, 80% of people who drink coffee say they can't drink it black.
Right.
So my question is, do you think that makes them any less of a coffee fan?
Since I am a cream and sugar guy, I don't think it makes me less of a coffee fan, because I may drink just as much or more coffee than you, but I think you're pretentious if you think that I'm less than you. And if you talk about the notes of cinnamon and cardamom, like just okay. But I do have a certain respect for people who drink it black, because I can't. And I'm like, wow, you're tough. You know what I mean?
There's that research that was from a couple of years ago that said people who do like black coffee are more likely to be psychotic. And it's actual research that they got some kind of. Now I can't. I don't prefer it that way. I prefer it with a little half and half. But I can drink it black.
So
I'm okay with that.
I love coffee. I don't like it black. I don't need sugar. I like half and half. Like you said, half and half. And so for me, I do feel like real coffee drinkers can add half and half. I know some like coffee snobs who get a cortado or Gibraltar, depending on what you call it. And that is like a little pinch of milk and a little special espresso. And that's like a coffee snob thing, even though it has a little pinch of milk or a little pinch of cream. What I think, like what I don't count as coffee drinkers is if you only do like the lattes or the Starbucks drinks or the frappuccinos, that's not coffee. If you do
milkshake,
that's a milkshake. Yeah. So I guess that's, and even lattes, especially like Starbucks lattes, there's like a teaspoon of coffee and the rest is milk and syrup.
Yeah.
To me, that's not coffee, but coffee with cream or like a cube of sugar, like that's coffee.
To this day, I feel like everyone's punking me personally with iced coffee. Like to
Really?
me, yeah, because to me, cold coffee is coffee that's been sitting there too long and you take a drink, you're like, oh, yuck, yuck, yuck. And when people started drinking iced coffee and tell me how good it was, I'm like, is everyone in the world in on this?
Well,
Because
there's a difference between cold
Yep.
and room temperature. Cold,
And also
really cold coffee is very good, but if it gets down to like,
And-
60 degrees or 70 degrees, it's not.
Ron, you're not really drinking iced coffee, I don't think. I'm drinking cold brew, where it's actually brewed differently. It is brewed.
Yeah, but
it's
I
brewed
still
like
think
over the course of 24 hours. That I
Yeah.
like, because iced coffee can be kind of watery to me. I need
Depends
it,
on how they make it.
Yeah, I
You're
need a
right.
strong cold. If you're gonna go cold, it needs to be strong.
I like cold brew too.
I feel bad for people who don't drink coffee at all. Like that, to me, that's a real pleasure.
I feel bad for people who don't like it.
Oh, you guys feel bad for me.
Yep.
That's new.
Yeah. I mean, you would absolutely be a black coffee drinker. I don't
I'm
know
sure.
how.
I hate coffee though. I love the smell of it.
That's
It's
what
one of my
everybody says.
favorite smells in the world.
Yeah.
You walk into a restaurant or you wake up in the morning and smell it. It's awesome, but I can't.
Have
I
you
can't
had
do
it
It's
doctored?
So, what's the point?
Because I was gonna say that was you. If you were a coffee
It tastes
drinker,
better
like,
if you
you'd go
doctor it.
black coffee. I drink it. If you're adding milk, then you don't like coffee.
Well,
you're
no,
trying
it's
to cover
just,
up the
it's just
taste.
that I can drink other things instead of coffee. Then
But you might really like it with cream and sugar.
I know, but I know there's something about the bitterness and the aftertaste of it. Even candy that's coffee flavored, I spit it. I can't take it.
Oh,
it's awful.
I
Best
spit
part,
it.
Spit it
the
out.
bitter aftertaste is like that's the point.
I know, right? So why would I do it? I'll just grab a do.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. I was waiting for the second half of that word.
By the way, Billy Squire Runch and Billy Madison. It was the stroke.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That song.
We had two people, Gail and Brian, pointed it out.
Thank you, Gail and Brian. Tell you guys about the Gelman team. Let me make this one personal. For what it's worth to you, I love the Gelman team. We are very good friends. If they canceled their advertising tomorrow, we would still be friends. And if they called me to help them raise money for charity, I would do it. I've done 3 transactions with them, which I think is important. I try to use every one of my clients if I can, if it's something that I need. And I was doing real estate transactions and I used the Gelmans and I, crossed my fingers and hoped everything went well. And it just went so much better than I even expected. And I'm not used to that. I'm a nice guy, but I'm kind of persnickety about customer service, and you can let me down really quickly and I get mad at you. With the Gelman team, they just kept going over my expectations with communication, with their resources, with their knowledge, with the information that they had that the other side didn't have, with their negotiating skills. I really appreciated them. So if you're thinking about selling a house this spring, now's the time. We'll tell you what it's worth online right now, front page of thegelmanteam.com, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply. I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At 1:30, we've got 35 degrees. Feels like 11 downtown at the Arch. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said today that U.S. officials have had, quote, ongoing talks and discussions with Hamas officials. The talks come as the Israel-Hamas ceasefire remains in the balance. Some debris on 60, 440 going east at the Missouri River. That's been on the right shoulder. They've cleared a stalled vehicle, 270 going north at Ladue. That had the right lane closed. Wind advisory through 6 p.m. Gusts up to 50 miles per hour today. A few flurries as well. Temperatures holding in the 30s. Clearing tonight, low 28. Tomorrow's high 50. Right now, 35 downtown at the Arch. Those wind gusts up to 43 miles per hour. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Want to see how the Metrolink Green Line project, now underway, is built to connect job seekers in North and South St. Louis to our region's top job centers? Just go to MetrolinkGreenLine.com.
Hall of Fame sports columnist, podcaster, talk show host, Bernie Nicholas.
I've never lost my desire to work really, really, really hard at this. You know, people could say a lot of things about me, and a lot of it's right in terms of criticism. No one can ever question how hard I work, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Bernie Nicholas. Hear what he has to say. Mondays and Fridays with Dave Glover. Tuesdays and Thursdays with Chris and Amy. And sports on a Sunday morning. Only on KMOX.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars. Lose the weight and stop smoking. Early bird specials, $49.99. Seminar Sunday, March 16th. Aviator Hotel and Suites, South I-55, St. Louis. Weight loss, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Or Monday, March 17th, 4 Point Sheraton, St. Louis. Fairview Heights, Fairview Heights. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 p.m.
It's the Cards and Nationals in Grapefruit League play tomorrow. First pitch, 12:10. And you can hear the game live, streaming on Cardinals.com.
It's going to sound dramatic, but last night I was listening to this song. I'm glad I got to be alive while Michael Hutchins was alive.
Dude.
He was just such a force.
Great front man.
Yeah.
Really, really good singer, man. I love NXS.
They were telling you I had them on the show right after Michael died.
Oh, boy.
And they had his best friend as the lead singer who looked just like him. Just this good-looking Australian dude. But NXS. And they came into the Dinky studio over at Emmis and were the nicest guys.
Yeah.
They stayed for like an hour. They invited me to go to dinner with them. They were just like the coolest guys ever.
So the show Rockstar NXS,
Yes.
you remember that?
Sure
that was
do.
what, about 20 years ago?
Probably.
When they tried to replace him, they did the competition thing like American Idol style. So a friend of mine was the guy who came in second.
Oh, wow.
He was in a band called the Love Hammers. And so I knew a couple of other guys in the band, and I remember being out with them once for there was a bar in the city that had a watch party every night that show was on. And so we're there, and I'm like, what do you want to happen here? Because he kept getting deeper and deeper into the competition. Marty Casey, that's his name. And the drummer, he's like, honestly, we want him to go as far as he can and then lose. Like we want him to come in second, because if he wins, then we lose him.
Right.
And we don't have a band anymore. So that's what happened. They didn't really take off or anything after that, but really good band. They were a lot of fun, and that show was fun.
Anyone like that for you guys? That I'm really glad I got to be alive at the same time as this cat.
I mean, music doesn't go anywhere. So it's like...
Doesn't have to be a musician. Stop doing that to your pen.
Oh, sorry.
You're on camera.
I can't see.
He flipped me off earlier on camera.
No, it didn't get on camera. I got
Okay,
lucky.
good.
I mean, that's definitely how I view like Eddie Van Halen. Like I'm so happy that was my that was my core of my rock was Eddie. Like that's the one that opened everything up, and
you got to be on the ground floor.
Right.
You saw it from the start.
Saw it when they were young, before it was, just everybody cool. And I was only a kid, so it's not like I was, at their shows in the 70s or anything like that.
This is sports, but I still am so thrilled that I got to see Wayne Gretzky play.
Yeah.
I got to see the Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa home run race and the Greatest Show on Turf.
Yeah.
Like to see that in person. And I talk about the Greatest Show on Turf a lot because I was 15 years old. And it was, at that age too, you're not worried about other things in life.
No.
So sports can be
if you're
the biggest
talking-
thing. And oh my gosh, just going to the dome. Like I remember we'd do that park on Cole Street and
Yeah.
hang out there and then walk to the dome and watch that team play. I still like it. You can see me smiling. It just makes me so happy that I got to see that.
Man, if you're talking sports,
Michael Jordan.
It's
Such an obvious
that's a great one.
call,
Mhm.
but to be able to see him,
And I hated him, but he was just amazing to watch.
he changed.
I only
the
hated
sport.
him from a team
And
rivalry
Tiger.
thing. Not,
I was say Tiger and the Williams sisters. I'm thinking of that now too.
But now that I think about
love
this,
Tiger.
I mean,
Way back in the day.
even more was every day from the end of 2006 until he retired. I watched Tony La Russa do his job inside the stadium, down at Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, like seeing that, and then watching Albert that entire time, every day, one of the greatest hitters ever. And then for me, the catching nerd, seeing Yadier Molina that entire time. So from the time that I got here in late August until he retired, I got to see him play either in person or on TV every day, cover him, watch him do drills with young catchers down in spring training. It's hard to even describe how great it is, what a great feeling it is to see people so good at that kind of thing do it every day, because you get to appreciate how much work it takes. And it's not just pure talent, that it's something it's what they care about probably more than anything outside of their family.
Ron got to see one of these, and I would say musicians. I was alive, but I didn't go to a concert. I wish I would have seen Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston. And you saw Michael Jackson.
I saw Michael. That was my first concert.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was,
you and my brother.
Bad tour, and they played at the Checker Dome. He had 2 nights here, and one of them he had to cancel because he was sick. So we happened to pick the right night.
Did it live up to?
Yeah, I mean, I was in 5th grade, so my memory's not great, but I knew that I liked it at that time. I would say another guy that I really regret never seeing, and I did have the opportunity, but also am glad I was alive for it, is Prince. I don't think I appreciated him enough when he was really big. And I think more about how a person that I measure this based on how much I love to hear stories about that guy.
Yeah.
So if I ever run across an interview on YouTube and they're like, this guy tells a Prince story, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear the Prince story, because it's going to be really good and people are amazed or whatever. He would always do weird stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But it was like he was bigger than everything.
Yeah. When Prince was at his biggest was when I was at my rockiest. And so people would ask me about Prince and I would roll my eyes and I'd be really derisive. And I look back on that and I just shake my head because I didn't get what a genius he was. And now, not only is he a genius, but talk about a rocker.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, that's the thing. I view Prince in 2 different ways. Prince, the performer, and Prince, the guitarist, are different people to me. Because I don't care for his pop music. I don't really care for much of that. But his guitar playing is impeccable. I mean, he is legitimately one of the greats of his time playing the guitar.
I think what's amazing about people like him is celebrities who were starstruck by him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's almost everybody.
It is everybody.
And anybody who had a Prince thing was starstruck by him.
Yep.
Rach?
My mind is going like towards the actor Philip Seymour Hoffman. I just loved him, and when he passed away, it was like someone I knew passed away. Like I very rarely have an emotional reaction like that. I'll feel a little sad, but it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's gone. And I was just glad at the time that I had been a fan up until then. Like you watch other like very fine actors, or like a good example for me is like James Gandolfini. I didn't watch The Sopranos whenever it came out. I'm watching it all after his death. It's like, I wish I would have watched that while he was with us. I wish I would have appreciated him while he was with us. So I'm glad I had that experience with an actor I really like Philip.
Yeah.
First name basis. now.
Daniel Day-Lewis is that for me.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
that's an obvious choice too, but the way he put himself into everything and like how it's I don't know how you could mentally do it the way he did it, where you assume that character for however long you're, the method acting there is it's on your mind. It has to be insane to do
I find
that.
it creepy.
It is.
When
I don't
people
know.
do that.
Yeah, how you be on set and people when he was filming There Will Be Blood. I forgot who was telling this story. It might have been Paul Dano, who was talking about how they'd be in the middle of takes and he's just sitting in the corner in a chair and he's just like groaning like he does in the movie. He wasn't talking to anybody because he was so in character. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes that's an excuse to be a jerk.
But I don't think he's like
Because a lot of
that.
the people that are like that use that method, they're kind of jerks.
You don't hear that about him though.
I have, but not to the same degree as other people.
See, I have to confess, I was like that on the set of Exorcism Live back in 2014.
You were so in the character of it.
It was probably a bit of a pill to deal with. So I love that I did that show. I just love it. I thought it was going to lead to a new career in television, and it obviously did not. But it ended up being one of the funniest things for my life. Like, just so weird.
Who's the guy in the leather jacket growling in that chair?
Did you have a writer?
Oh,
your list of demands for the green room?
No, but they did have like craft services, so that was kind of
nice.
cool.
Do you remember what they had?
Like a sandwich buffet and fruit, and
We're all instantly so interested when you say.
So tell us about the
when
fruit.
you say
An
craft
omelet
services,
bar.
We're like, did you take pictures?
Mr. Glover needs an omelet. Mr. Glover needs an omelet. Thank you, Glenn Violet. He says, let's hear about the new hat.
Hat time.
Yeah, he's got a new
Yep.
one. Looks good.
Thank you. Haven't sweated in this one yet, so if anyone would like to wear it.
It does look like a brand new hat.
Yeah.
Like, it could not look any more crisp than it does today.
Is it brand new or was it a used purchase?
No,
of eBay?
it's interesting you say that though, because I clearly am not above buying another man's clothing, but not his hats.
Okay.
I draw the line at hats and socks.
Okay.
I'm buying my hats and socks new.
That's fair.
What about the undershorts?
Don't eat them.
Don't wear them.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Don't eat them.
What?
There's only one layer between Dave and me.
You think you want to know
And I'm
why?
the closest to him.
Do you want to say, this is why he wanted the body glide?
Yeah,
Dave's
exactly.
like, Dave's like so intrigued. Like,
I said I was a shaper.
I had no idea.
I'm out there, Jerry.
I love it, every minute of it.
Whoa.
And I am 3 feet away.
You're good by about 2 feet. Oh, I should do a live. Here we go. Universal Windows Direct. You can trust them. They are reliable. They're okay. I'm just going to say it. I've been doing this for a year now. They're boring. That's one of the things I like about them. They are a boring company. But you know what? When I am going to a concert, when I'm buying a drum set, when something like that, I want exciting. When I'm buying windows, I truly want boring, because to me, a window is boring. Now, it can be beautiful, it can be quality, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a boring purchase. So I don't mind a company that is going to bore me with their going above and beyond, with their only focusing on the product and the service and the price, and not all the extraneous bull crap that other companies try to lure you in with on Windows when it's just a freaking window, right? They will give you buy two, get two free. They will give you 36 months, same as cash financing. They'll give you a lifetime warranty and a 20-year warranty that you can pass on to someone who buys your home and thus buys your windows. If interested, call 314-334-2522 or log on to universalwindowsdirect.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Doctor, tell us a little something about the history of the Audiology Center.
At the Audiology Center, we care about our patients. They are like our family. For us, we want everyone to feel comfortable and confident in their choice to work with us. We ensure best practices for our patients, which include real ear measurements and testing to ensure the best possible outcomes for everyone with their hearing aids. Dr. Fahn started the Audiology Center in 1982, and I purchased the practice in 2017. Dr. Adam Voss joined us about a year ago, and we all want to use our educational backgrounds and our passion for hearing care to help everyone reconnect to their loved ones. We have been around for 43 years, and we want to earn your trust in your hearing care needs. We have 3 locations. Call us at 636-441-7470 or visit us online at theaudiologycenterstl.com.
This year, we celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Cards 85 National League Championship with an opening day exclusive. KMOX First Pitch Breakfast, presented by Budweiser at Cardinals Nation at Ballpark Village, featuring Cards legend Vince Coleman for an unfiltered conversation. You'll get a delicious breakfast buffet, bottomless mimosas, Bloody Marys, and an ice cold Budweiser. Vince will tell stories of that remarkable run. Tickets are limited and on sale now at KMOX.com/events.
Warmer spring weather is right around the corner, and now is the time to plan your home's exterior renovation project. Banner Construction is booking now for homeowners to be first in line for beautiful James Hardy siding and Pella replacement windows. Beat the price increases and plan your project now. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050 to get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day.
Yeah, that's spring day today. It's bad. This is a winter day today, but the spring is close, and it's time to start planning for how you're going to take care of your lawn. And for me, the planning is simple. I just call True Green, and I renew what we were doing the previous year. We've been with True Green now for at least a dozen years. I can't remember a time where our lawn wasn't being taken care of by them, because they're awesome. They are the experts. They are the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. And I don't have the knowledge or the desire to fertilize my lawn myself and do all the things that they do for me. I don't have the time or the desire, but they are the best. And you know what? It's more affordable than you think. They match any competitor's price. And by the way, if you go to truegreen.com now and set yourself up for a plan for the spring, your first treatment's going to be free, so you get that bonus. But they back all of that up with a satisfaction guarantee. If you're ever unhappy, they'll come back between visits and make sure that everything is right. So simple plan, truegreen.com, and then you can let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-MILLION. That's 314-9 all zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Happy birthday to us. 2 surprises for you. 2 surprises from NordVPN. 2 surprises for you.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN. We have a special birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. NordVPN is rated as excellent on PC Mag. Visit NordVPN.com and discover one of the most advanced VPNs in the world. What are the benefits? Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Receive alerts if your email address leaks to the dark web. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro tool. Encrypt your online traffic and browse with more peace of mind. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
I'm Joe Pott. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
150 DG, Ask on KMOX. Okay, here's one for the golfers. You ready? Could you win the Masters? You see this one?
I did too. Yeah.
Could you win the Masters if you could start with your ball on the green?
The farthest
Point away from the hole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All you have to do is putt. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which means you have to 3-putt
Yeah.
a
Every
par
time.
3 for, but better than that because you can't to win.
Yes.
You've got to be under. So let's just say you 3-putt every one of them. Would be what you need to
Pretty
do.
much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I mean, that's an eagle if you're on par 5. So again, a little bit of leeway there, but you basically have to average a 3-putt, 3.5 to do that, to have the score that those guys will have.
I think they should do it. I think in every Masters they should have
Some amateur,
Andrew.
Just one guy.
Yeah, since you clearly think you could.
I can do it. No problem.
No way.
Have you ever been golfing before?
Oh yeah.
Do you know how fast? Do you know how fast those greens are? Do you know how hilly the greens are?
You get to practice.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's the point. Is you have to go out there right now.
You can practice on a green.
I get 5 mulligans for every.
The greens are so
there's no mulligans.
fast you'll get whiplash.
Well, this is the thing that you saw the video that I saw then, Dave, right? Did you see the golfer being asked about it?
Yes.
And I thought his answer was pretty interesting. He goes, well, first of all, they move the pins every day. And they put the hole in very difficult places. He said, I can promise you on some of these holes, I forget which one, it might have been 9. He was talking about one of them in particular. He said, you'll make your first putt and you'll be off the green after that putt because you're going to miss.
Yes.
And it's going to roll 40 yards away downhill. And now you've got to chip and get back. Like he actually made a really good point. Those greens are way tougher than you think. They're not your municipal golf course greens. I would say the answer is clearly no.
Oh,
Andrew's making a face.
Andrew's winding up.
Yeah.
What? Do I look scared? Like, what is it? And what are you talking about?
All right, how about this? I don't golf. This spring, we'll go play around, and we'll let you do that. Just start from the
At
edge of the
Augusta?
green. No, just at a regular place and see what you score.
Love it. Sounds like a blast.
So you have been golfing before?
Yeah, I've been golfing before.
Mini golf or real golf?
Both.
Okay. I'm just curious.
There's no windmills at Augusta.
Mostly mini golf. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So it's easier.
Have you ever played anything?
You're mostly You're mostly a putter.
I'm mostly a putter.
Have you ever played anything longer than a par 3?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Good start. Good start.
Remember how mad Dave Murray was that Andrew didn't know where the Masters
Said he
were?
wasn't a man.
It was me. I was mad about that too. I'm like, how does anybody not know Augusta National? It's like
You
not
just
knowing
don't
where
like
the
golf?
Hollywood Theater is in
Dave
Well,
said
I
it
can-
and meant it.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
you're
did
not a real man.
I did not say that, but
I could understand not knowing where the Masters is played.
Really?
If you don't follow golf.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff I don't
But he's
follow
gonna
where
win.
you name
He's
a
gonna
big
win the
thing.
Masters when we change the rules for
We're
it.
gonna feel
Yeah,
real
I'm not worried
stupid
about
when
it.
he shows up in that green jacket.
Not
We're
worried
gonna
about
feel
it.
so
Does Dave
stupid.
Murray know where Oracle Arena is and who plays there? I bet not. I got your back, Andrew.
Quite
Thank you.
Augusta National.
Paul says, could Andrew win the Indy 500 if the drivers had to pass him on the left?
Well, if he's in the left lane there, right? He's in the.
I'm driving in the center of
He's
the two
reading.
lanes.
Yeah, he's just driving around the pit.
I'm driving in the center of the 2 lanes so no one can
We'll
get around.
spice up with put a mouse in that car.
Yeah, mice are just running from it.
Andrew's got an open wheel car. There's one mouse.
You would be an instant icon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The trash car, the mouse car, you reading in the far left side.
They do the camera view of the inside of the driver's seat. And
There's cheese behind you.
bottles and cheese.
Yeah.
Indy 500's going 53 miles an hour.
Why would there be cheese?
Well, I
Did you
mean,
put the cheese out for the mouse
timer-
traps?
The
Oh, yeah, it's
cheese was
still-
in your car.
That's still there. That time is right now.
The time
It's
is right
still
now.
there?
Yeah, I forgot
That
there's the
time
trap
is
with the
right
cheese on it.
now.
It's still in the car.
That's like a year ago. 2 years
A
ago.
year and a half ish.
Aren't you worried you're going to get pulled over and that's going to be suspicious?
Hey, officer, you want to reach in and grab it? Go be my guest.
Why is there cheese in your car? Well, because there's a mouse.
Hey,
obviously.
man.
I'm trying to catch it.
Hey, man, you want to go grab that trap back there? Be my guest. But
Do you think the mice are
armed.
gone?
yeah, oh yeah. They're not eating the cheese, so
Even though you're practically inviting them in with your cheese.
yes.
Oh my god.
I think that mouse is the cheese traps and all of it. That's a cop deterrent. Because they will come up to the window and look back there and see that and go, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
Whatever this
Yeah.
is.
Have a nice night,
5
sir.
miles
Go
away.
back your way.
Have a
Yeah.
nice night,
He
sir.
goes back and tells his
Please,
partner,
officer, can I interest you in some cheese?
Remember when you threw that bag full of mouse into the intersection and then ran
Yeah.
and then lied to us about it? That was my favorite part.
He lied multiple times. He lied about the lie.
We still don't know.
There were so many layers to that onion.
We still don't know.
The bag never went in the. Look, I'll just tell you, the bag never went in the intersection.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I basketball dunked that thing into a trash can.
Did you ever drive the mouse car with your shirt off?
No, why?
Didn't you drive to your dad's house?
No,
with
I
your
walked
shirt
with
on?
my
Oh,
shirt.
you walked there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you were going to drive. I thought you were going to be.
He was going to get his shirt.
I thought we were going to drive.
I thought we were driving, and then the wife was like, "No, let's just walk." And I'm
So-
like, "All right."
Was Megan totally cool with walking down the street and you're just like shirtless?
Yes. Yeah.
My favorite thing
It's
was
a
when
block
we
and a
were
half.
when we were busting on you for this. And I'm like, you didn't have a shirt. You're like, I had a shirt waiting for me.
I knew there was gonna be a shirt at the place
And
I was
like,
going.
I can't argue with that.
I knew I was going to a shirt, so I don't need to have two shirts.
You're adorable.
You're right. You're right. You know.
See you guys. Have a good night. Tell you Triton Exteriors. So we are a James Hardy and Smart Siding company. What does that mean? It means that we are one of the elite. Not everyone can do smart siding, and James Hardy, we can. They have the best reputation in the business. They have the best customer satisfaction. It is an absolutely great product. So if you are interested in siding, we have you covered. If you need a new roof, I mean, my Lord, 50-mile-an-hour wind gust today. Someone's going to have roof damage. Someone's going to have a tree fall on them, probably me. So if you have that this time around, or next time around, and it's one of those just terrible days like, oh my God, now we have to go through this. It's going to just be terrible. Just get 3 bids. Make sure one of them is Triton, and you don't have to be near Webster Groves. We can come anywhere within the sound of my voice. And I promise you, they are going to be the best bid. They're going to be the most value-based bid. They'll go line by line and justify every single thing that they do. 314-717-1159, triton-stl.com.
Selling your home? Every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out the only agents I trust. Go to thegelmanteam.com. That's thegelmanteam.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
I'm Debbie Monterey, and I see more clearly thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Make your appointment today at 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
Could you make $500,000 in retirement savings feel like $1 million or $1 million feel like $2 million? You could. The key is having a comprehensive financial plan for taxes, Social Security, inflation, healthcare, income, and more. Discover how you could make your money go a lot further in retirement in a 3-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. Hey, it's Sue Thomas, and this is a one-night class taught by a fiduciary advisor from Financial and Tax Architects with decades of financial planning experience. And they hold these at colleges and libraries throughout St. Louis. There's no cost, but bring 3 canned goods for St. Louis Crisis Nursery. If you've saved $300,000 or more for retirement, register by calling 314-947-2012, 314-947-2012. That's 314-947-2012.
KMOX KEZK HD2 St. Louis.
This is KMOX, the trusted voice of St. Louis. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 2 o'clock in mid-America. We've got 35 degrees, but it feels like 12 downtown at the Gateway Arch.
CBS News special report. With fears about tariffs on Mexico and Canada impacting the U.S. economy, President Trump has made some adjustments, allowing automakers a 1-month exemption on imports from those two countries. Here's reporter Jeff Gilbert in Detroit.
This is coming after a discussion between the president and leaders of Ford, GM, and Stellantis. This gives car makers a little bit of breathing room, but does not remove uncertainty. Tariffs have the potential to add significantly to car makers' costs, something that could be passed on to consumers.
Business reporter Jason Brooks.
Automaker stocks jumped on the tariff reprieve, given that those companies rely heavily on Canada and Mexico for components, while factories in those two nations also assemble millions of cars and trucks for GM, Ford, and Chrysler Jeep parent Stellantis.
President Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau spoke by phone today in what Trump describes as a somewhat friendly call. CBS News special report, I'm Cammie McCormick.
The ball is in the mayor's court on whether to fire the St. Louis City personnel director.
After 2 months of hearings, the Civil Service Commission has made a recommendation to Mayor Tashara Jones to terminate Sonia Gray from her position as director of personnel. The mayor is getting a copy of the official document from the commission in order for her to make the decision. Mayor Jones was the one who started the process to have Gray fired. Gray admitted to using a city car for a personal trip, reimbursed the city $170, and said she didn't realize she violated the policy of the city. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
While most institutions are seeing declining enrollment, Southern Illinois University Carbondale is seeing growth. Chancellor Austin Lane tells TIAM fall enrollment was up near 4%.
And for us, that was a high to spend percentage-wise in 33 years. This spring, we're up 3.4%. So the strategies we put in place with enrollment management about 4.5 years ago is starting to pay off.
That includes relationships with high school counselors and community college presidents to make transfers seamless. An exclusive update from Cards Camp.
An injury scare appears to be no big deal for Cardinals outfitter Jordan Walker after feeling some knee pain as a result of stepping on a sprinkler head while making a catch in the outfield on Tuesday. Walker gets imaging done on the knee, and manager Oliver Marmol shares the good news.
Great news. Structurally, everything is in a good spot. Some inflammation above the knee. We will take about a week to let that calm down and then bring it back up. So that's where we're at.
Walker's hitting just 143 in spring, but is coming off arguably his best game of the season on Sunday before suffering the injury on Tuesday. In West Palm Beach, Florida, Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
The KMOX Business Desk, the Department of Justice hits Chinese hackers with charges over a spy campaign that stole info from Americans and worldwide. Correspondent Matt Piper.
10 Chinese hackers for hire have been charged by U.S. officials in a scheme to steal data from U.S. agencies, news organizations, and dissidents. The DOJ says hackers worked for a state-affiliated contractor while also acting on their own. They'd allegedly charged the Chinese government up to $75,000 for each email they'd hack into. Among their targets, the Treasury Department, which disclosed a breach by Chinese actors late last year.
A spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington suggested that the allegations are a smear. The Dow from Stifel's up 581 points to 43,102.
There's a couple of big deals going through the afternoon. First is the wind. A wind advisory in effect till 6 o'clock. Wind gusts could push 40 to 50 miles per hour. The second feature, rain showers and snow burst from time to time. You get caught in these snow bursts, visibility will drop close to zero for a very short period of time, and the wind is going to be pushing cars and trucks all over the highways. 45 for the high, but it feels much colder this afternoon. Wind chills around 30. Tonight, still very windy, slow clearing and cold, 29 degrees. Wind chills in the single numbers overnight. Thursday, sunny, light winds, but it's chilly, 49 degrees. Friday, an early morning rain shower. We will be above freezing. Otherwise, partly sunny at 57, low 50s, and sunny for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Cloudy sky, 34 in St. Peters, 35 in Florissant, 35 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Waking up from a coma years ago had me feeling stuck. Don't get stuck in a winter freeze with a broken garage door. For repairs or replacement, call your local experts at Renner.
RENNER. RENNER.
This is the DGS sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloor.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 206. You can watch us on YouTube or on Facebook, and you can comment. And if it's something interesting, we may take the show in a different direction. Have you guys been keeping up with the Gene Hackman and his wife thing?
Little, not
And
too much.
The theories. So the latest theory I've heard, this was from Michael Baden, the very famous coroner, pathologist, is that based on the information from Gene Hackman's pacemaker, that he had a heart attack, some sort of cardiac event, fell face down and was dying, and that his wife, before calling 911, ran into the bathroom to get his pills, which she thought would help him, and she fell down and died. And that's why she was surrounded by his heart pills. Now, I thought you could do an autopsy and say why someone died, but they said she could have hit her head. She didn't have any blunt force trauma, but she could have hit it in such a way that it bled inside, but you can't see it. That didn't make any sense to me. Or she could have had her own heart attack. And then the dog was in a kennel in a closet,
right,
and probably died of dehydration.
Right.
So that's weird.
That way, but it makes way more sense than a lot of the other stuff people were talking about.
I didn't hear any other stuff.
No, I mean, just people were making up their own stories and like,
Yeah.
was there an intruder? Was it his daughters? Like, there were all kinds of people throwing all kinds of stuff.
And
out
the big one initially was carbon monoxide.
Right,
It was,
right.
There must have been a carbon monoxide leak because that's something that can kill you in a way where you look at the scene and go, how on earth did these people die?
I'm sorry, the dog was in a closet?
Well, it was
something.
So I don't know for sure. I don't know how the place is, but the dog was in its crate, in its
Okay.
crate, which might have been in the bathroom. And there's I don't know
And
how
the closet could have been the size
it could be
of a
and it
master
could
bedroom.
right, and it could also be open, like not like a closed door type
Okay.
thing. So I don't know. Like, it's not uncommon for people who crate their dogs to have the crate somewhere kind of out of
Mhm.
the way of things, and in their own room, so they're not in their bedroom with you or whatever. It's not totally uncommon.
Razor's Edge.
Yeah, I want to talk about rude people today.
Okay, let's do it.
'Cause I don't know. Lately, I've been kind of thin-skinned lately. Things have been getting under my skin. It's a me problem. I need to get over it. But one thing that really bothers me is when I'm being polite and I'm taking the extra step to be like, please, thank you. Oh, I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. And then that's not reciprocated in any way. Not that I need like praise or like someone to be super polite, but just like the bare minimum of like, oh yeah, no problem. Like acknowledging the fact that I've said thank you or something. My question is, do people who are rude on a consistent basis, do they care that I think they're rude? And should I even try to work this out in my mind, or should I just go, okay, they're rude and move on with my day? Because I have a tendency to be like, well, how could I have done that differently? Or maybe if I pointed out how rude they were being, they would stop being so impolite. But is that just what people who are purposely rude want?
So I'm not rude, but I have many other character flaws. And I'm trying to think of my character flaws. And if for example, I can be unreliable. Like just not in big ways, but like, hey, Dave, will you do that project for me? Absolutely, buddy. Being very nice, not rude at all. Forget about it. And then not do the project. I think that rude people in particular, you'd have a hard time convincing them that they're being rude. I think they think that they are just direct and you're just a pansy. And why are you such a snowflake?
Yeah, and I mean, that could very well be it. I'm willing to admit I can be overly sensitive at times. I can be looking like if I'm in a negative headspace, I will take different things wrong.
Mhm.
But there are other times where it's just like, okay, that's rude. That's really rude. And especially in like a professional setting, you kind of want to call it out. But then it's like, then do I just look like a chump for saying anything?
You probably have that. What was it called? It was called rejection reaction dysphoria, where basically you take things way too hard.
Yeah.
And I have that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But because when I read about it, I'm like, that's me. But it's evidently a real thing that if I say something a little salty at Kevin and he's just like, okay, and walks away, whereas you might stew on it.
Yeah. And
Simon Stewart.
And I think both of our personality types, that's exactly what would happen. Wheels would be like, okay. And I
Yeah.
would be like, why is Dave so rude to me?
Well, but even given that, and actually to drive home the point though, I am the opposite of that. It's not going to sit with me and I'm not going to care about it in 2 seconds, but I see exactly what you're talking about literally every day.
Yeah.
People are always, there are so many people that are just in their own head and not aware of anything around them. And that to me is the ultimate rudeness. The ultimate rudeness. The Costco people that are going to stop in the middle of the aisle to get their sample and not realizing there's 9 people behind them moving.
You see it at the grocery store.
You know,
a lot.
the grocery store is the same dynamic. You hold the door for somebody and they walk by and they don't say thanks or any kind of acknowledgement that you even stood there and held the door. Sorry, Andrew, but the blocking up the left lane of traffic because I'm just not paying attention or I'm on my phone or I don't care. Like all of those forms of rudeness exist and are real. It doesn't mean it's directed at you, right? That's the thing is it's not a personal thing, but I think that the worst form of rudeness is just not being conscious that your actions impact everyone around you.
Yeah. I always feel so bad when I'm rude. My dad was kind of rude.
Yeah.
And it always made me uncomfortable. And so, like I always say, you don't make Jack Glover ask for ketchup twice. And so I'm kind of the opposite. And the other day, heading into work, I had something going on and it was all active. And I know you're not supposed to be looking at your phone when you drive, but I was breaking the law and I was stopped at a stoplight. And I was just looking at what someone had texted me. And then someone honked because it had turned green. And I chewed on that all the way down.
But on yourself.
Feeling bad, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a different thing because there are people that'll hear that and then they'll flip you off.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you're the one at a light not moving. Don't be flipping me off because I woke your ass up. Like, and when I screw up, because I know I do, I always acknowledge like my bad. I will wave to that person. I'll say, listen, my fault. You got me. Sorry.
And we've said this before. The wave
saves it all.
Needs to be implemented in life in general.
Yes. They like, my bad.
There are few violations in life that you can't go, me. That was me.
Think of how much that just calms everything.
Yeah.
It immediately takes the temperature down 50 degrees where people start to get heated. And as soon as you acknowledge, yep, I know I screwed up, my bad. Other people are like, all right, good. Let's move on with the day. But it's nothing but escalation. Not nothing, but it's way more just escalating now. How dare you be rude enough to tell me that I'm being rude by not paying? Like, okay, do what you're supposed to and pay attention, or don't be surprised if someone tweaks you with a horn.
I learned something really interesting back in my legal career, where I ended my legal career doing a lot of mediation. So I was doing shuttle mediation. So you and Rachel are suing each other and you're having trouble coming to a settlement. So we go to a place, you're in one room, Rachel's in the other. I'm going back and forth between the two of you. And let's say that, Kevin, you are the aggrieved party. I saw this happen dozens of times. You vent to me and I really listen to you. I'm looking you in the eye. I'm listening to you. I'm repeating it back. I'm validating what you've been through. Once that happens, I would see people physically slump out of relief. And then you could get a case settled. Because in the legal field, much like many other areas of life, you're just sniping at each other and you're not even listening to what the other person's saying. You're thinking of your next missile you're going to fire. And when someone who cares listens to you, it takes so much of the poison out of it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel right now, just talking to you guys about this conversation. It's not like one thing that's been bothering me. It's more like little things happen. And then I go, am I crazy? Am I the only one who notices this? And I think it's because I project my own sensibilities onto other people. And I think, man, for me to respond in that way, I would have to be in a bad mood. I'd have to be mad at that person. I would have to be trying to be intentionally a certain way. But that's just not true. Like, especially what Wheels is saying, like people are rude, but you shouldn't. I shouldn't take it so personally. I know that. But it's just good to hear from you guys. It's like, all right, yeah, it's a thing, but like, relax. You're kind of like at a certain point, I'm creating a much bigger problem by chewing on it all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard. I mean, like I know that I'm rude at times, but I'm not rude usually as the initiator. I'll be rude back to someone that's not being nasty or being dumb or whatever. If somebody's like not replying, well, then you're going to get that back. I'm going to give back the energy that I get. Right. If you're nice, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be friendly. But if I'm getting that kind of rude vibe, well, then I'm going to give it back to you. I know that I'm not saying that's what I want to do. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that's how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that I'm not, I don't know if that's that weird. I was going to say, I understand I'm weird, but I understand that's how I'm wired.
I don't think that's weird. I think that's how most people are. Like, let's
appropriate.
Yeah, I think it is appropriate. And I think the reason why I wrestle with it so much is because when I'm getting that energy after I've put out like what I think is positive, friendly, professional energy, and then I get back like very rude, very like not matching what I'm putting out there, then I go like, all right, fine. I'm gonna start being like that to you. But then how at that point am I better than that person anymore?
I
Like,
had a thing yesterday. I kind of complained about it to you guys, where I sent Phoebe a bouquet of flowers for her birthday yesterday. I paid an extra $20 to have them delivered by 1 p.m. They didn't get delivered by 1 p.m. At 3 or 4 p.m., they're still trying to trace it down. And the guy I was talking to said, well, the problem is you didn't give us her phone number. And that's why we didn't get it delivered. You guys may remember me bitching about this the week before.
A couple days ago.
Because I was fighting with the person and on email, and they're like, well, what's your email? I'm like, you just emailed me at it, you idiot. But I was able to immediately screenshot this email from them 4 days before that says, the recipient's phone number has been successfully updated to Phoebe's number. Your order will be delivered as scheduled. And I'm like,
Got him.
And it was so satisfying. And then they never admitted they were wrong.
That's frustrating.
Like the reason they gave me that it wasn't delivered on time, I was able to refute in writing instantly with their own email. At that point, don't you go, we're so sorry. What can we do?
Yeah, I mean, up until the very recent past, that's the way customer service worked, right? But now it just feels like culturally there is this shift where it is kind of just like okay to be rude, and it's okay to never admit defeat and never admit that you're wrong. That is a viable strategy to move forward in life for a lot of people.
I always want to threaten people with the show. I've only done it once in a time like that when someone screwed me over on something like that. And I didn't literally do the, do you know who I am? But I'm just like, well, I'll just put this on my social media and I have millions of podcasters and all this kind of thing. And the person couldn't have cared less. Could not have cared less. And then I just walked away feeling stupid. So I haven't done that since. You ever pulled the, do you know who I am, Wheeler?
No, I've never said it. I've never pulled it out that way. Like where I've had people recognize and say, "Oh, hi," and you know, like I got out of a speeding ticket that way one time because the guy was a listener.
Probably because you're hot.
But no, I wanted to do the whole. Can't wait to talk about this on 50,000 Red Hot Watts, but I haven't done it yet.
Do it sometime today.
One day.
For everything online, it's Odyssey.com. Download the Odyssey app and listen to The Dave Glover Show and all the news, talk, sports, and podcasts that move you. Odyssey, that's AUDACY.
What's it going to take for you to realize the IRS is in full-blown attack mode, and if you have IRS issues, your timely response is critical? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We certainly know the IRS has ramped up efforts because we're seeing a lot more clients with threats of intents to seize property or levy rights to property. If you have IRS issues, call the Lance Drury Firm today. Today, don't wait. Those IRS notices have hard deadlines for exercising your appeal rights. If you miss the deadline, your rights to a legal appeal are gone. Let the Lance Drury Law Firm get between you and the IRS today, and we'll help you manage your case to achieve the best outcome. IRS problems are serious legal matters, so call Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Don't wait. Call 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120, and schedule your free consultation with me, Lance Drury, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseballs and Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseballs and Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get 3 rooms Zero Resified, starting at $119. Take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and tell them KMOX sent you. Spell it frontward, spell it backwards, still Zero Res.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/rain to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/rain. That's leaffilter.com/rain.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Are you looking for a place to call home without all the maintenance of a home? Check out the Towns of Linneman. New townhomes by Lombardo Homes, located in St. Peters. These luxury new construction townhomes are located on the south side of Route 36494, east of Harvester Road, and offer floor plans featuring 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a loft, and 2-car attached garages. The multi-million-dollar amenity package includes a clubhouse, pool, pickleball courts, dog park, children's play area, and walking trails. Visit LombardoHomes.com for more information.
Attention St. Louis sports enthusiasts. On March 25th, the Blues and Cardinals join forces for a night of STL sports fandom. It's Cardinals Night, presented by Scott Credit Union. Immerse yourself in the ultimate celebration of our city's passion for sports when the Blues take on the Montreal Canadiens at Enterprise Center. Theme night buyers will take home an exclusive co-branded One Nation short-sleeved hoodie. Get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com/theme.
225 DGS. Lisa Hensel says, hope you got your $20 back for on-time delivery. If it were me, I just see that as a challenge to get my $20 back, and I would get it. No, Lisa, that's Phoebe's mom. She's good at stuff like that. I just want to make you feel bad. Yeah, I just want to be like, what's up with that? And they're like, and seriously, they're like, well, what can we do? Can we just refund your 20? I'm like, oh, that's okay. I just wanted to bitch.
You know what? Here's an extra 20 for the
Yeah,
give me 40. Give me 40. That'll make me better.
No, when we used to go like to Mexico and Jamaica and stuff, I wouldn't even unpack my bags until we were in the fourth room. Like it would just be like, this is unacceptable. And I'm like, what kind of guy are you?
Middle, like in between those two things. I can tolerate minor things that are not going to be right, but like if the temperature's not right, like if like say the AC is not working or whatever, I'm out. If it smells like smoke, I'm out. Like immediately going down to the desk and be like, nope, sorry. No, so it's in between. Like but a little thing, like honestly, sometimes even I'm like, the TV doesn't work. I don't care. I'm just gonna be here to sleep. I don't really give a crap about the TV.
You know, I don't think I've ever like sent something back at a restaurant, or even if they get my order wrong, I'm just like, oh, you know what? That does sound good. Like I just kind of go with the flow. Yeah, generally.
I will definitely send stuff back, but it's got to be just like wrong, not like if it's a little. If I ordered medium and you gave me medium rare, I'm like, I'm not sending that back. That's fine. I usually order medium rare anyway, but the point is, if it's just a little off, it's still going to be fine. Now, you bring me a well-done steak, I want another one. Give me that. I'm just not going to eat it first and then complain about it.
Yeah. Arlen King says, great choice of tunes, Dave. Thank you, Arlen. I did this last night, sitting on my couch.
Did homework for the show.
I did do homework for the couch, from the couch. Yeah, I was going through TikTok, and they play me a lot of music, and I'm like, oh, yeah, REM.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw maybe half of a documentary the other day. I think it was on Prime, that is about, and I'm spacing on the names, but it's about a lot of the bands that sprung up in the early 90s around the grunge thing, and it was like REM was a part of it. They're not all heavy bands. There's a mix of different types of bands, like Garbage and things like that, and how they were all like basically nobodies, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted them because outside then became cool. That's when alternative became cool. And then it all just went away like really fast. It was like this 10-year window, and then nobody wanted it anymore. Yeah.
Weird time. So if you have saved, let's say $500,000, it's a pretty common amount that people save for retirement. 500 grand is 500 grand, but it can spend and feel like 200, or it can spend and feel like $1 million. And if you've really been a great steward and you've saved $1 million, same thing, could be more like 750 or 2 million. And I didn't get this concept at first when my client financial and tax architect sent me this copy, but it so completely depends once you have that nest egg. Is it in a 401k? Is it in a Roth? Is it in a savings account? Is it in coffee cans buried in your backyard? Now that you have saved it, you need to take it out and you need to put it somewhere else, or you need to spend it on something. How are you going to how are you going to pay for your health care? When are you going to take your Social Security benefits? This is a huge one, because once you commit, then you're kind of, that's the way you're going to go. So Financial and Tax Architects, a couple times a month, put on the Retirement Planning 101 seminars. They're at colleges and libraries around town. They are 3-hour events, so you're going to be there for a while. We'll take good care of you. We'll make it fun. It's not going to be boring, and we're not going to make you feel uncomfortable at the end by doing a big hard sell thing. I promise you that. All you have to do is call the number I'm about to give you and reserve your space and go to the seminar and be in a better position to know what position you're in. 314-350-8110, 350-8110 for Financial and Tax Architects, 314-350-8110.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN's birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. Visit NordVPN and discover the benefits. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Encrypt your online traffic. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN.
At 2:30, we've got 35 degrees, but it feels like 12 downtown at the Arch. President Trump is granting a 1-month exemption on his stiff new tariffs on imports from Mexico and Canada for U.S. automakers. The announcement comes after he spoke with leaders of the big three automakers, Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. They have cleared out a couple of incidents on the road, some debris on 6440 east past the Missouri River, and some road work on 44 going west at 55. Still have a wind advisory through 6 p.m. and those wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour today. Few flurries as well. Temperatures in the 30s. Diminishing wind overnight, low 28. For tomorrow, high temperature 50. Right now, 35 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
At MetroLinkGreenLine.com, see how permanent investments like the now 30% designed MetroLink Green Line in-street light rail can help revitalize city neighborhoods and brighten futures for the families in them.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley. I'm in Jupiter, Florida, covering Cardinals spring training as the Redbirds get ready for a new season. Hear my reports mornings and afternoons, as well as evenings on a Graybar Sports Open Line.
Get everything you need to know about what's happening in Redbirds Camp with the Cardinals Spring Training Reports. Sponsored by St. Louis Composting, Wilkie Window and Door, and Norm's Bargain Barn. On your home of the St. Louis Cardinals, KMOX.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler. I was at Game Day Men's Health in Chesterfield earlier today, and you can find them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Just time for my weekly treatment, and I'm doing the TRT, which is the testosterone replacement therapy, because I needed it. You know, there are times where I'm dragging a little bit more than I wanted to, wasn't getting as much as I wanted out of workouts, things along those lines. And when I went in, did the blood test, had the consultation, and did all that, by the way, in less than an hour. It was like 40 minutes to get it all done, and found out this is what I needed. This is what would help make me feel better. I'm now about 5 weeks in, and man, the difference is just, it's stark. You wake up feeling better. I'm not sore the day after workouts. And it's just, you take the step that you have to feel the way that you want to. That's what Game Day Men's Health is all about. And again, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Everything's overseen by board-certified physicians. Staff are all trained experts. They're all very cool. It's a nice, laid-back atmosphere. And everything is done, by the way. This is the best part to me anyway, or one of the best parts, is everything's explained up front, including the price, and then that's it. So any adjustments to treatments, any other consultations, all that's all included. You don't have to go through all of that nonsense more than one time. It's just there. So you can have the office in Chesterfield. There's one in O'Fallon, Missouri. There's another one in Glen Carbon, Illinois. So I want you to do yourself a favor. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com if you're not feeling right, so you can get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars. Lose the weight and stop smoking. Early bird specials, $49.99. Seminar Sunday, March 16th, Aviator Hotel and Suites, South I-55, St. Louis. Weight loss, 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Or Monday, March 17th, 4 Point Sheraton, St. Louis. Fairview Heights. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar, 8 p.m.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yields, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds, glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate. Paid for by Bayer.
It's the Cards and Nationals in Grapefruit League play tomorrow. First pitch 12:10, and you can hear the game live streaming on Cardinals.com.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn world serves its own needs. Dummy serve your own needs. Beat it up and not speak. Grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear. Fight down, high wire in a fire. Representatives engaged in a government for hire in a combat site. Left to us coming in a hurry with the furies beating down your
235 DGS on KMOX. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to Facebook and YouTube. And thanks for telling your friends about the show. If you have, We appreciate that. You can podcast it. You can listen to it on the Odyssey app and pause it and rewind it and all that kinds of stuff. Okay, let's talk about the address to Congress, not a State of the Union, but kind of, basically the same thing. Last night, I know all you guys have thoughts about it. You shared them on the Google Doc. I'll go first and say that it went about the way I thought it was going to go. Like we kind of have our sea legs now, and it went about the way I thought it was going to go. I was surprised that the president said, taking back the Panama Canal. That seems like the kind of thing you think in your head, you don't say. And then the Greenland thing, saying like we're going to get it one way or the other. It's just shocking to see a modern day president. Maybe the old guys did it all the time, but talking about acquiring land and taking things back and so forth. I thought that the Democrats were embarrassing. Their little false signs and all that kind of stuff. They just can't find their ass with both hands. They don't know if they're coming or going. They don't know what to do. And so it was just, last night, to me, was a perfect picture of the parties. You had the Republicans who are all standing tall and dickish, and they're just like, blah, 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 blah. And then the Democrats are like, false. It's like,
true.
Jeez. Like this.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people who is like, oh, Donald Trump, he's playing 4D chess. He's one step ahead of us at every moment. I don't think that's the truth at all. But he is pretty good at outmaneuvering the Democrats as far as in the middle of the speech. He said, hey, I could do anything. I could cure cancer, and these people wouldn't stand up and clap for me. And then they didn't clap for one single thing. It's like, yeah I mean, that is a trap that he sets up that you fell into by deciding to do your little, like, we're going to resist Donald Trump. Well, then why did you even show up? You shouldn't have even showed up. Like, what did you do last night? What did you accomplish for me?
They, in my opinion, the Democrats have to let go of the 1960s. They have to let go of the sit-in sort of mindset. That worked. It worked really well, and it hasn't worked since. And so you are up against a juggernaut. You're not up against Newt Gingrich. You are up against a force of nature, and you are going to have to do something other than protest, I think. And I don't know what that is. Above my pay grade. I don't have advice for them. But what they're doing now is just making them look weak. Wheels, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm watching last night, and I feel like I'm watching The Real World on MTV. We're just a clown-ass reality show. And I mean just the country at this point. That's all we are. I mean, we're unserious people. We are children that are being led by other children. There's no decorum. There's no respect. There's no creativity. There's no restraint. Nothing. It's just naked partisanship. It's just bragging and yelling and whining and all this nonsense. And if children acted the way that everybody acted last night, including the people that were quote unquote in charge, they'd get punished. I got punished when I acted like that, when I was talking too much crap or braggy or whatever. And I got punished when I was whiny and complain. We're not serious. We are basically Twitter. Twitter is the United States of America at this point. We can't even agree that we should be okay and be nice to each other. We can't even agree on that. We have one side of this, one group of people right now that just wants to bully people, and we got other people and they just want to whine about it. You cannot say this side is a threat to everything and like, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to wear pink jackets. That's not an appropriate response if that's what you think is happening. Mm-hmm. If that's what you think is happening, you better be mobilizing your asses and using the tools that you have as members of one of the three most powerful branches of government in the world to actually fight back against what you say is terrible. And we got to, what I can't take about what I heard from not just the president, but that worldview. Well, we won, so we're just going to bully the crap out of everybody. That's not how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. That's not how it. When you win in the United States, when you win an election, it doesn't mean you get to dictate to the rest of the country everything you want. You still have to negotiate. You still have to go through the legislative process. You still have to follow the law. And we don't have anybody serious about anything. Oh, they're taking on serious topics, but we don't even have it. We can't even agree. That is ludicrous. Ludicrous that we have put the richest man in the world who gets billions of dollars in government contracts in charge of cleaning up government contracts. That's insane. But we can't even agree that that's insane.
Jake says bad winners and losers on both parties. No humility, just none. Too bad Romney lost in 2012. I think we'd have a different world today. Yeah, man, that was my Republican Party. You know, like I've had a weird journey, and my mom and dad were both staunch Union Democrats. And so I figured I was a Democrat. And like when I was in college and law school, it seemed like the Republican kids didn't get laid very much. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely a Democrat. And then when I started my radio show in 2000, it was Bush Gore and the Hanging Chads and all that stuff. And I remember thinking the Democrats were just real weenies, you know, and, you know, you get married, you have kids, you save a couple dollars, you have a couple dollars taken from you, and you become more conservative. And so I kind of was, even though I was an artistic, tattooed, non-religious conservative, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Like a South Park conservative, I always called myself. But then when MAGA came along, I'm like, I'm definitely not this. And it's a weird place to be. You know, you say like, I'm a man without a country. I'm on an island over here, but I really am.
Yeah.
Like there is just, I really hope at some point in my life, I can go to the polls on election day and with a full throated, stick my chest out and pull a lever or fill in a little dot for someone who I really believe in.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of people who get to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know I'm sorry if this is going back to our last conversation. If this is rude, I'm sorry. I don't think those people exist. I think anybody that buys into anyone in national politics right now, you're doing it because you emotionally want to. There's nobody there that's fighting for us. Nobody. They might think they are, but who they're really fighting for are their largest donors that keep them in positions of power, that keep them in office, because that is their primary goal. And I mean, look, there may be a few exceptions. I think the exceptions are on the other side. I think the small minority of people that are there actually care and try to do good. There are probably people that do, but they are in the tiny minority. You got a bunch of climbers, a bunch of greedy jerks that want to use that position to advance themselves, to make money in the stock market, because they all do. Everybody in Congress is getting rich in the stock market. That's not new, and that's not me just making stuff up. You can look it up. They all leave way richer than when they got there.
Yeah.
Why do you think they want to stay?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they want to please the people that give them the most money for their campaigns? So they can stay and they can enrich themselves and they can have the ego and the power and everything else. They are not, by and large, the people in Congress, and I'll say presidents on either side of the aisle, I don't care what level, national politics, they're not looking out for me. They don't care about me, because if they did, they wouldn't do what they're doing. They wouldn't act the way that they do.
Why do you think the old people who've already amassed, like in Pelosi's case, hundreds of millions of dollars?
Perfect example.
And none of them have less than 20 million. But people like Pelosi, who's 80, Chuck Grassley, who died 7 years ago, and they just keep wheeling his body out there. Like, wouldn't you want to spend your final days with your family?
Well, that means it's just so much sweeter than we even realize.
It's so much sweeter than your grandchildren. Like, you're going to be dead in a few years.
Yeah.
Go home.
But the power is addictive. And again, we play this game where we think that it's only the people that we don't vote for are the bad ones.
Yeah.
If you think that, you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself, because every one of them could change laws or work to change laws that would benefit the 90% of us that are just normal, regular working people. But they don't. They don't. They keep kissing the asses of these guys like Bezos and Elon. And I saw an economist who, by the way, this economist in his own right is a multi-millionaire. He's a super wealthy guy. You could pay I'm going to get it wrong a little bit, so maybe I'll try to find this clip, but I saw him in an interview. You could essentially pay out Social Security for the next 75 years if only the 1% of the wealthiest people in the country actually paid income tax instead of all the ways they have to get around it. So we talk about these shortcomings, and we have shortcomings because we have these caps, these artificially put in caps. Well, if you make above this, you don't get to pay. You don't have to pay that anymore. Why? Why are we protecting the people that don't need to be protected? But we're not protecting anybody's grandparents, and we're not protecting anybody that's a farmer in Nebraska, and we're not protecting anybody else that needs it. But we're going to protect those people. And you know why? Because they're the ones that give the money to the people in Congress.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock, masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If you want to know what's happening with your St. Louis Cardinals, then you need to get the inside scoop from the Gas House Gang. Every weekday at noon, Tom Ackerman, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler, and Bernie Nicholas break down the latest Cardinals news with analysis only true experts can bring. Live on the KMOX YouTube channel and KMOX Sports on X, and replayed weeknights at 8 on KMOX. The Gas House Gang, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling and Game Day Men's Health on your home of the St. Louis Cardinals. KMOX.
This is Jeff Sachs at Sachs Financial, RetireSafeSTL.com. Retirement security means a peace of mind, knowing you have the freedom to live the life of your dreams and to wake up each day without financial stress. Let us simplify your retirement today. RetireSafeSTL.com.
99 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors for savvy homeowners. Since 1926, they are the only authorized dealer of Overhead Door brand products in the city. Always look for the iconic red ribbon to be sure you're dealing with the genuine, the original Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. For same-day garage door repair 24/7, call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis or schedule online overheaddoorsstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
If you've tried and failed every ED treatment, there's another fix that could work for you. It's same-day surgery, it's minimally invasive, and is performed by South County urological physicians. Hundreds of men have come to us for this outpatient procedure that has a satisfaction rate of 90%. Interested? Call the dedicated ED phone line at South County Urological, 314-843-8000, extension 33. That's 314-843-8000, extension 33.
Warmer spring weather is right around the corner, and now is the time to plan your home's exterior renovation project. Banner Construction is booking now for homeowners to be first in line for beautiful James Hardy siding and Pella replacement windows. Beat the price increases and plan your project now. Visit bannerconstruction.com or call 314-569-1050 to get a free in-home design and estimate. Call 314-569-1050 and have a banner day.
I'm Megan Lynch. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Stand in the place where you live. Now face no. Think about direction. Wonder why you have it now. Stand in the place where you were. Now face where. Think about the place where you live. Wonder why.
Welcome back, DGS. Jerry says, "Oh my God, someone give Wheels a Valium. Guy's gonna have a heart attack."
That was nothing.
I just wrote back in there too. I'm like, man, that's just a 5 out of 10 on my rage meter.
Jerry, I've seen him do that over the level of carrots and fried rice.
Dude, put it this way: if you're watching on video and I didn't throw or break anything, then it's no more than a 5.
Yeah.
If I'm breaking things, then I might be getting up to an 8.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
10, I might pass out.
Andrew, you're quiet today. I know you had an ordeal at KFC earlier. Is that what has affected you so much?
It is. It has been affecting me today, I think, a little bit.
Were they rude?
They were.
Well,
They
there
were
you go.
super duper rude. Sorry, I just got to a 5 out of 10 on the rage meter. No, I went through KFC.
And you drove.
And I drove because, it's snowy, windy, blizzardy out. So I get there and, I ordered it 15 minutes ago. So, of course, when I pull up, they're like, it's not ready yet. Because they don't start on it until you get there, even if you order it online and they say, okay, now it's ready, come get it. And then you go there and they're like, oh, we haven't even thought about that. Whenever I say I'm here to pick that order up on the screen right there, they're usually like, what are you talking about?
And you ordered me a grilled breast because I'm a girl.
Yes, I ordered some grilled chicken. So they told me, go pull around to the side. And I'm thinking, all right, well, that's already a death sentence today. Because I know that the KFC, which every time I go in there is staffed by an entirely new staff of people. They have a 100% daily
turnover
rate. And so I'm like, there's no way that they are walking out in this blizzard to walk half a block to bring me this chicken. So I sit there for another 15. Yep, doesn't happen. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go back through the drive-through and see if it's ready. So I go back through, not ready yet. So I get up to the window and they say, well, we don't have any grilled chicken. And I say, okay, so you haven't even looked at it yet. You're just now looking at it for the first time. And the tension's kind of boiled over a bit. Things got a little testy because lady comes back to the window and she says, all right, I'm going to have you go up and pull around off to the side there. And I just say, look, all right, listen. I ordered half an hour ago. I ordered 2 pieces of chicken and 2 chicken sandwiches. I just need them to me. I just need them. Just give them. I'm not going to move. I'm going to sit right here at this window. Just get the stuff. And she said, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, well, I want you to give me the food. I want you to give me what I ordered half an hour ago.
Good for you.
It's like the smallest order. And I said, I'm just gonna sit right here at this window. There's nobody even in line behind me. But if you want this window to move, you're gonna have to give me my food. And then she said, oh yeah, you're gonna sit there. And so then I thought, oh, they're just gonna throw the food in the trash and I'm just gonna be sitting here all day. So I texted Rachel at that point. I was like, okay, yeah, we're never getting her food. That's not happening.
And so then I had ordered a breast because I only like breasts. And what they gave me was a thigh that tasted like my own thigh. Like it was,
I knew, and I knew
may be
too.
done with KFC downstairs for a while.
I knew too. I'm very ready to be done with them. And I knew when it happened. I knew at the time too. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
What's
Man,
up,
we're
Rich?
about to crash their stock.
I know.
No kidding.
You're depending
Your
on
sales
us,
are going to go
guys.
down 50%.
Can't we work this out? Oh my god.
And your dad scared you last night?
Yeah, so I'm in bed. It's 10:30. I'm in bed. I usually go to bed a little later than that, but I've been under the weather, so I've been going to bed earlier. Excuse me. And so I am laying there. Let's be real. I'm having my hour and a half of requisite lay in bed and stare at my phone time. I'm not actually sleeping, but I am not wearing any clothes because I'm sleeping. I'm in bed. My wife is next to me. She's fast asleep. My dad calls.
Does she know you're naked?
Yes. Well, actually, no, because she went to bed first. So I guess she technically wouldn't. My dad calls and he says, "Where you at?" Yeah, all he says is, "Where you at the house tonight?" And I'm like, "Whose house? Your house?" He's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "No, I not at all. I wasn't." And he was just getting home. He had been out of the house for like all day. And he said, "Oh no." And so I'm like, "What's going on, Dad?" And he's like, "The upstairs." So he has a upstairs. He said the upstairs light is on,
Uh-oh.
but there's no reason that it should be on. And he hasn't been home all day. So he's getting a little scared. He's starting to freak out. I'm getting a little scared. I'm like, "Do you want us we'll come over right now. Like, do you want us to like come over? We'll sweep the house, all that stuff. You know, I'll bring some like sharp sticks or whatever. We'll sweep the house, make sure there's no
I think you being naked would be enough.
intruders." And he's like, yeah. Yes.
Wow.
And that scared me because I had never heard my dad before be like,
yeah,
freaked out enough that he's like, "Yeah, it's 10:30 at night and you're in bed, but yeah, get over here and help me with this." So we get over there and we're in the process of sweeping the house. I'm up in the attic, got my sharpened stick, ready to just poke at whoever might be hiding behind the Christmas tree. And he tells me, "Oh, that's right. I remember now. I did go upstairs earlier and I turned the light on. I must have forgotten to turn it off."
Did you throw him downstairs?
I was like, "Okay,
Did you get him with the stick?"
Yeah, I should have poked him.
Trespassers.
It's Tom Ackerman. Need to get my eyes checked once a year from Ophthalmology Associates. It's an annual eye health examination that I absolutely need if I want to see clearly, and I want to be able to tell you what I see in everything that I do on the radio and in life. The doctors of Ophthalmology Associates will help me with that. 314-966-5000 is the number to call for an appointment. 314-966-5000, Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Bersati, Andrew Royer, and Samuel Berry. He is a cornea surgeon. He has the knowledge and techniques for advanced eye care and treatment in the field, just like the other doctors. The doctors, they call them that because they have over 250 doctors as patients. That is more than any other practice. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000. Ophthalmology Associates, yourEyeDoc.com.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
First time seeing my son, I feel like my life did a 180. He really a definition of like why he loves somebody.
Through all of fatherhood's first, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back, and neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb. Expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony, some explosions, and a clock ticking, because this offer, $149 or less. And soon, one expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
One thing that might help winter to go a little faster is to start dreaming about spring and summer. How do you want to spend it? How about sitting out on your beautiful deck, soaking in the sun? Chesterfield Fence and Deck can make that come true for you. In fact, they can do fences, decks, patios, pergolas, retaining walls, you name it. They can do it in your outdoor space. So make this the year that your outdoor space is everything you've always wanted. Whether you want your backyard to be the center of your neighborhood parties, or you just want it to be some beautiful, quiet, peaceful respite all for yourself, or somewhere in between, Chesterfield Fence and Deck does free design work. They'll do free in-home estimates. They'll come to you, or you can check out their absolutely gorgeous showroom in the Chesterfield Valley. Mention me, Debbie Monterey, and they'll give you 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project. It's Chesterfield Fence and Deck celebrating 57 years as a locally owned family company. ChesterfieldFence.com is where to find them online.
KMOX KECK HD2 St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals. KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 3 o'clock in mid-America. We've got a cloudy sky, 35 degrees. The feels like is 12 downtown at the Arch. A filibuster is underway on the Missouri Senate floor over state control of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. Let's go live to the newsroom. KMOX's Maria Kina has been monitoring this, and what are they saying, Maria?
Well, Michael, the majority of Democrats do not support the state takeover of the police department. The St. Louis Police Officers Association and the Ethical Society of Police both do support the takeover. At issue right now has been the number of appointments. The fact that the mayor will be on the board, but they're going back and forth about who will have the authority. They can't have too many police officers on there. What will happen with the chief of police? Let's take a listen to what's being said right now.
And another thing that's conflict of interest is the people through their tax dollars are the ones that provide the salary and the money for our police officers. That's who provides the salary for our police officers, period, or the taxpayers. So now you're trying to get, the problem is that we're having right now is them governing themselves anyway.
So there you have it, Michael. What's going on right now on the Missouri Senate floor? We'll continue to monitor this. Obviously, it's a filibuster. No idea when it will end. Reporting live in the newsroom, Maria Kina, KMOX News.
After Tashara Jones came in second place by a large margin in the mayoral primary, KMOX asked St. Louis City Police Chief Robert Tracy if he'll leave the department should his boss lose in April.
Whether it would be a difference in election or a difference in state control. So I have been asked, would you leave? I said, well, I came here to do a job. And I've worked under different administrations. When I educate people, I hope they understand the type of job that we're trying to do. And if they decide to go a different direction, you know what? That's people's prerogative. And I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen it happen to a lot of other chiefs, even when they're doing the best job possible.
President Trump says he's going to grant a 1-month exemption for U.S. automakers on 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports. Jason Brooks has more.
Automaker stocks jumped on the tariff reprieve, given that those companies rely heavily on Canada and Mexico for components, while factories in those two nations also assemble millions of cars and trucks for GM, Ford, and Chrysler Jeep parent Stellantis. S&P Global Mobility says that more than 1 in 5 cars and light trucks sold in the U.S. are built in Canada and Mexico, with the U.S. importing $110 billion worth of vehicles from its two neighbors in 2024.
S&P Global Mobility says 25% tariffs on vehicle components from Mexico and Canada would lift the average production cost per vehicle by more than $6,200. Lawyers challenging Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency cite President Trump's own words in a new court filing. The Department of Veterans Affairs is looking to cut 80,000 jobs. Correspondent Michael Wallace has the details.
The VA has 479,000 employees. And in an internal memo, its chief of staff says that number needs to get below 400,000 with the help of DOGE. Those cuts would wipe out the Biden administration's expansion of the VA in recent years. The VA oversees more than 200 hospitals and medical centers. More than 25% of its workforce are veterans themselves.
The attorneys have asked that Musk sit for depositions in the case. The KMOX Business Desk, your flight could look different soon.
Delta Airlines is playing the long game when it comes to improving fuel efficiency and reducing emissions. It just announced it's adding Jet Zero to its Sustainable Skies lab in hopes of building a more sustainable aircraft that will be more fuel efficient. The blended wing airplane by Jet Zero looks like a stealth fighter jet. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Let's get an update now of the St. Louis Business Index. To Stifel we go. Good afternoon, Kevin Monton.
Hi, Michael. The market's experienced a nice bounce back today after 2 days of heavy selling, with the Dow gaining 485 at 43,006, S&P tacked on 64 at 5842, NASDAQ was up 271 at 18,552, and the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was positive 20 at 1498. Winners to the upside, Bear was up 6.3% at 659, and Charter gained 2.7% at 378.42. To the downside, only one stock, Ameren, was off of 1.2% at 98.73, and finally, Stifel was up 1.7% at 101.03. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got some debris on 55 going northbound at Loughborough. That's got the left lane closed there. We've got a stall 44 going west at Antire. That's on the right shoulder. Another stall on 70 west at the Missouri River that's just been cleared out, and that has all lanes open there. 70 east at I-270. The right shoulder is blocked there.
A wind advisory remains in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. Periods of rain showers and snow burst from time to time. Winds pushing 40 to 50 miles per hour and the stronger gust. 45 for the highest. Not going to feel anywhere near 45. Wind chills around 30 much of the day. Extra care driving, not only with the wind, but if you get caught in these snow bursts, visibility could drop down to zero very quickly. Tonight, slow clearing. It's cold, but it stays windy most of the night. 29 for the low, wind chills in the single numbers. Thursday, sunny, light winds and chilly, 49 degrees. Couple of early morning rain showers on Friday, otherwise partly sunny and 57. The weekend is sunny and 53, both Saturday and Sunday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got 35 in St. Peter's and Florissant, 35 downtown at the Arch. The feels like standing at 12 degrees. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 23, but gusting up to 44 miles per hour. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. My dad always said, no one gets out of this world alive. Hi, it's Margaret at Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Do you have a will? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. The choice of an attorney is an important decision that should not be based solely on advertising.
You're listening to The Dave Glover Show, sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloor.com.
Superman, and I know what's happening. 306 DGS on KMOX. Happy Wednesday. Kind of cold, blustery, gloomy day out there, but just keep thinking about Dave Murray won't say it, but I'll say it. It's going to be 75 degrees next week.
Boy, it sure looks like it.
Yep.
Those weather apps are saying it.
That's right. Me and the weather apps.
Multiple days in the 70s.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of weather and Dave Murray, we're so privileged to get that forecast from Dave Murray every single day. And he said yesterday there's going to be snow tomorrow. At times, visibility is going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning, I get up and I look out the window and go, "Oh, it snowed!" Like, why am I so dumb? He just told me that.
I had forgotten. I got up and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. He did say that was coming."
I should have been expecting this instead of being so surprised.
I love lists like this. The list of old person habits that young people have adopted because they actually think it's a really good idea.
All right.
Okay.
Complaining about young people.
Well, every generation has done it since the dawn of man. So
wearing those straps in your glasses so that you can wear them around your neck when you're not using them.
No, I don't have glasses.
They've made those quite stylish nowadays.
Have they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get cute ones.
Like a glasses chain.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Quite stylish.
Having a box of tissues in every room. Haven't done that yet.
No, they're just in the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't even have tissues. At
Unless
my
you're sick,
apartment.
then you put them next to you. But yeah,
I have them in every room.
In every room.
Yep.
Nice.
good
Are
to
they all
have.
puffs with lotion?
Yep.
You're rich.
Okay, billionaire.
It's just good to have them.
Okay, Elon. Dang.
Lowering the volume while you're parallel parking.
Well, that's not an old person thing. That's just a common sense thing.
That's just safety.
That helps
Yeah.
you drive.
What?
Yep.
Why would you do that?
Because it helps you
Because
drive.
That way you can. I mean, if you really want to game it out, it's so that you could hear if maybe there's a gentle scrape or a slight bumping, or if maybe somebody's going, stop.
Okay.
It just helps me focus.
Same.
Having a plastic bag full of other plastic bags because you never know when you're going to need a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
Yep.
kind of a like you go shopping and you end up with like 5 or 6 of them or whatever, and you just kind of throw them all in one. Yeah, I mean, like
anybody who's seen my desk knows I gotta have plastic bags.
Having paper printouts of stuff like vacation itineraries, even though everything's on your phone.
Nope.
No, I don't do that.
Buying pill organizers on Amazon.
Yes.
I guess I don't
Gotta have
take
'em.
that many pills that I need to
yeah,
organize
I haven't
them.
bought one of those yet.
That was I said this last year, is one of my first real old guy things that I was sitting there watching TV and an ad came on for one of those. And I'm like, well, that looks like it would really be helpful.
Did you get one?
No, of course not.
They're great.
I can't really picture you like sitting down once a week and organizing the pills, Dave.
No, I take all mine rectally.
If I'm going to
so
do
whatever
that, I
set
can
on-
just do it day by day then, right?
I don't know.
Although some people have them where you take them like some days and not other days and all
Mhm.
that. Mine are just, you just take them all the time.
I'm huge on this one, using closed captioning on everything you watch.
I hate that.
Love it.
Love it.
I
I'll
got
tell you-
to have the closed captioning.
I think it's Apple or some one of the apps. It defaults to that every time. Like, no, you should have to put that on. That shouldn't be there automatically if you don't want it.
You're talking to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Using lap blankets and heated blankets. This is like a list about me.
It's like we're doing Dave things.
Yeah.
These are a few of Dave's favorite
Yeah.
things.
Blankies are a must.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing beanies. No.
And goatees.
Eating early dinners.
Yeah, I eat dinner pretty
Yeah,
early.
we kind of, I mean, like on a normal day, we kind of would, I don't know what's early. Like what counts as early?
5.
Yeah, I mean, we're more of a 5:30, but when we go out to eat,
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Because that you're gonna beat the rush.
Ooh, I have a dinner reservation in a couple of weeks for 9:30
In the morning?
in the nighttime.
So that'll be your second dinner. Because there's no way I'm going from lunch to
I
that.
would dread it the whole time.
It's a
I would
good
have
restaurant,
fun.
so it's worth it. But like,
Yeah.
if it was just like a regular place, I'd be like, nah, we'll just eat at home. But it's gonna be fun. So
I know she's 20, but Phoebe and her friends go out at like 9:30 or 10.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, I'll still do that.
You still do that?
Yeah, but not. I mean, it's not like all the time, like when I was in college. But
You
I mean,
going
like,
clubbing? What are you
I
doing?
don't know. When you go to concerts, you're the main act's not going on until 9.
Which is why I don't
dude,
go to
I
concerts.
used to stay home on Saturday nights until Weekend Update hit on SNL.
Then you
and
go.
Then I would start getting ready to go
Oh
out
my
to the bar.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oof, yeah.
They're open that late?
they're open that late,
That's crazy.
especially on Illinois side.
Yeah.
They're open a little later than here in the
Be
city.
like, it'll be a good idea. Right at the end of SNL, let's go to South Beach.
Mm.
We did that all the time.
The only time I've ever done that is when I played in the band,
Yeah.
which I had to play until 1 a.m. So you know me, sneak out early. It was pretty tough to sneak out when you're the lead singer.
when you're on stage in front of everyone.
Dave's the reason they invented those holograms.
Yes. I should have just hired a body double. Everyone who goes to a hockey game looks like me anyway. Yeah, then I would go to White Castle. And as I've said, it was critically important to me that the person taking my order know that I'm not drunk. Because I'm sure everyone was drunk and
man. Yeah, yeah.
belligerent, and I was like, top of the morning.
Yeah, I'll be your best friend.
Yes.
Enunciating.
Oh, I heard something interesting today from a younger person. Speaking of age and generations, when you're texting, and I guess Snapchatting, I don't have Snapchat, but there's the little dots. I can tell you're typing.
Yeah.
That it's a new move, a power move for me to leave you hanging. Like I just start typing anything and you see that I'm typing and then I stop. And then it like intrigues people like, well, what were you going to say? But then they don't know, do they go, what were you going to say? Because then they've lost ground in the power struggle because they're supposed to be like, I don't care whether you send me something or not. You feeling me? Like that's a
So
power
people
move now.
actually like look at the dots and wait for it?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't like stuff like that. I don't like red receipts or any of the power dynamic stuff.
Mhm.
Recently there was some phone update where it was showing me because Kurt has a Android and I have an iPhone. So it's not the same as iMessage, like it doesn't say delivered or anything, but there was this update that was showing me like, oh, he read my text message. And I said, you should turn that off. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to be like obsessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I
don't-
asked you a question and you read it and you didn't answer
right,
me. Yeah.
like-
Butt hurt for no reason.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Because people get busy and it's like, I don't want to play that game with myself all the time where I'm worried about it. But yeah, the whole like, I'm going to intentionally start typing and then stop. That's evil. I'm sorry, but that's not okay.
No,
No,
it's
you're
not.
a weirdo if you're doing that to someone you know.
Yeah.
It'd be one thing if you were doing it to like, I don't know, like a, I don't know, who would it be good to do to? Like a rude boss or something? You want to play a little?
The other person has to care. That's the thing.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah. But
You
you
know.
shouldn't do that to like a friend or a
No.
boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife.
You know what a weird thought I had last night?
I would do it to my brother though.
It's relatively recently in the scope of humanity. You know, we've been around about 250,000 years as modern human beings, Homo sapiens sapiens. Think about all the hundreds of thousands of years that we really didn't see our own face. Like,
yeah.
Maybe looking in the still pond and
Did you see the same TikTok I saw?
No.
Oh, somebody actually did a video about that. Like, we wish we weren't supposed to see ourselves this much.
Oh.
Like, it wasn't really like the way it was.
Yeah.
And the only time you would see yourself is like in the reflection of a pond or something.
Well, I thought of it because
way back.
I was looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, God. And I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if you just didn't have to do this? And I thought, well, that's how it was. You could just have a fantasy in your head of what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
Until you got to a pond.
You thought you're the most handsome guy in the world.
And then you get to the pond, you're like, oh.
But the pond would give you like,
be like wavy.
Yeah, it could be a little bit unless it's super still.
Got a little wiggle room in there.
Yeah, you could like lean a little and be like, yeah, all right.
You like looking at yourself, Rach?
No, not really.
No.
I'm not a fan of the way I look.
Not a fan of yourself?
No.
Yeah, I did a psycho thing the other day because you know how I'm always saying that I'm 10 times better looking when I smile.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking in the mirror because I was, shaving.
Did you just start smiling at yourself?
Yes. And then I'm like, what a freak. Stop it. Like,
that's great.
Like that's literally out of a horror movie or something. Like James Gumb.
No, it's not.
Practicing smiling.
You're just like, you weren't practicing. You're just checking your theory.
I just want to see if it was real. I'm like,
who's this handsome young man?
Well, aren't you sexy? And I went right back to resting bitch face. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, my curse is I think I look better with the RBF than when I smile, but like everyone else is like, what's wrong? What's her problem?
Oh, so you like your RBF?
I don't like it. I like it better than my smile.
Huh.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Andrew?
Not to get into it.
No, pass.
Pass on looking at yourself?
Yeah. No, thanks. I'm good.
But you have such lovely skin.
Yeah. That doesn't help much.
We need to get you to a doctor.
That's not doing much for me.
You have not felt good in a month.
Yeah. It's not good.
And with the lighting right now, you look like a vampire.
I do. Yeah. No, this is.
What kind of bad do you feel right now? I'm curious. Just like really tired?
Extremely tired. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I could just get a little sleepy by right here in the. And there's all this as you guys have heard. It's really embarrassing, but if I like walk around too much, I start like uncontrollably coughing. That's no fun. Like when I got back from the lunch debacle.
Yeah, you had a coughing fit then.
Yeah.
What did your doctor tell you when you did the telehealth?
Nothing really. Like he was like, yeah, it's probably some kind of a viral thing. He prescribed some medicine that didn't really do much.
Can you go to the urgent care or anything?
Yeah, maybe I should. I feel okay enough that it's not really been top of mind, like going to like a doctor about it. But this is hanging on for
All right,
an annoying amount
question.
of time.
Are you sleeping more, less, the same?
I guess the same.
Try more.
Well, I mean, I've been going to sleep earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not like crazy earlier. Not
Right.
like 4 hours earlier. Just like, hour and a half.
We're concerned about you.
That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. I'm pretty sure I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
good
sure
enough.
I'm fine.
And I can't do anything.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley. I'm in Jupiter, Florida, covering Cardinal spring training as the Redbirds get ready for a new season.
Here, Matt's reports from Redbird Camp, mornings and afternoons, and on Sports Open Line, on your home of the St. Louis Cardinals, KMOX.
Ever feel like there aren't enough hours in the day? If you get busy or miss your favorite show, don't worry. With Rewind, available exclusively on the free Odyssey app, you can stream your favorite shows on demand. You know your day is better with us. Get the news that matters to you from the local voices you trust. No matter what you're up to, give it a try. To get started, download the free Odyssey app and search for your station. That's AUDACY.
Let me tell you about Dr. Corey Stoneman, orthopedic surgeon. He is fantastic. I've known him for probably 20 plus years, been representing him for about 15. And I know a bunch of other surgeons who have scrubbed in with him, and they just speak so highly. Surgical nurses, if you don't believe me, you can go Google him and look at all the WebMD stuff. Everyone just raves about him. He's also a really cool guy. Which I think matters, because when you're dealing with surgeons, they can have the God complex. They can be, very like monosyllabic, not make you feel warm and cozy. Corey is very friendly, very affable, very charming, especially for younger patients and older patients. They're going to feel good about what's going on. You can call him at 636-231-5881 for any orthopedic need, or SolmanOrthopedics.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you, and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-488-1329. That's 800-488-1329.
At the Williams residence, everything looked kind of the same from the outside, but inside their lives just got way happier. 3 years of inflation and debt had crushed them, but for the first time, they had the cash to secure their retirement, pay off bills, and plan their future. They didn't win the lottery exactly. They did a genius financial strategy called the Sell and Stay program from Truehold. It's easy. Their home's value had rebounded greatly, so they quickly sold it to Truehold and banked all that equity in cash. But since they weren't ready to move, they could stay put with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold even paid their property taxes, home insurance, and essential home repairs. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a Truehold offer now while your home's value is high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out after your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
Are you looking for a place to call home without all the maintenance of a home? Check out the Towns of Linneman. New townhomes by Lombardo Homes, located in St. Peters. These luxury new construction townhomes are located on the south side of Route 36494, east of Harvester Road, and offer floor plans featuring 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a loft, and 2-car attached garages. The multi-million-dollar amenity package includes a clubhouse, pool, pickleball courts, dog park, children's play area, and walking trails. Visit LombardoHomes.com for more information.
Join the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra for Lin 2 conduct Schumann, March 14th and 16th at the Two Hill Performing Arts Center. Conductor Hannu Lintu brings radiant warmth to Robert Schumann's Second Symphony, and acclaimed violist Lawrence Power plays Magnus Lindberg's thrilling new Viola Concerto. The concert also honors path-breaking composer Kaya Sariaho with a performance of her Ciel d'Hiver, March 14th and 16th, tickets at slso.org.
Do you know why I played this? 1, because I love Blondie. 2, because last night on my couch in the zone, I wrote down on my show sheet, I just wish I were as talented as Deborah Harry. No more, no less. Like, I'm not sure exactly what made me think this last night, I'm watching, TikTok videos, and this song came on, and she's incredible, and she's beyond beautiful, and her voice is amazing, and the band is tight. And I thought that would have been great to be Deborah Harry. She's amazing. She was successful. People love her, but she can probably walk down the street.
Now.
Not
back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Nick and I always talk about, if we were actors, and I swear to God, this is true. If I could be Brad Pitt or Steve Buscemi, give me Buscemi.
Oh, no.
Why? Everyone recognizes him too.
Because he doesn't have to carry anything on his own, but he is still a scene stealer, and he can take over any movie or series because he's just so great at what he does. I don't know. I just like the middle road.
Okay. But he also probably can't like go to the grocery store or
Something tells me Steve goes to the grocery store. Yeah. I bet
he has
does.
that vibe to him. Didn't he get beat up recently?
Yeah, he got sucker punched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
In New York.
Oh, that's because that's been a thing in New York.
Yeah.
To run around sucker punch people.
Who would you want to be? Or what level of talent?
Ooh, good question.
I got to be the guy that can play like the superheroes. So I got to be able to play Achilles. I got to be able to play Captain America if I'm going to be one of those guys. I got to be that guy. I'll be the Rock. That's who I got to be.
Oh, God, not The Rock.
No, but like that level. I don't want to be him. I'm just saying, I like him, though. But we both went to college together.
Yeah, you only like him because you are tied to him.
Right, we're buddies.
Yeah, I just...
No.
I would like to be as famous as like a famous YouTuber, because the vast majority of people are going to have no idea who you are. But those YouTubers can make some good money, and all they do is film vlogs and stuff. And it's like, all right, that seems fun. It feels like the least amount of effort with the most amount of success.
Yeah, true.
And you would be left alone at the grocery store. So
Bebby Cat says, but isn't that your level of success, Dave? We all like you, but you're probably not mobbed. Sounds just right. For the most part, other than Denver and Hartford, Illinois.
Yeah. Can't go to Hartford.
For Denver, it's just like as soon as you get off the plane, it's like the Beatles.
It's just crazy.
Dave's like, where's the limo?
It's just crazy.
Get me out of here. Being chased by a bunch of ladies.
I've only been mobbed one time when I didn't want it. And that was when I ripped my groin from its bone. And I was riding my motorcycle back from Branson, and I was miserable, and I was pale, and I was sweating, and I was shaking. And I stopped at a McDonald's in St. James because I needed a soda. And I'm like, well, no one's going to know me here. This is perfect. And I got in line, and someone's like, you're Dave Glover. And then everyone turned, and I didn't realize back on 97.1 that the signal went that far. Suddenly I'm taking pictures with people, and my groin is slapping on, just awful. Just awful.
He's a nice guy, but he's awfully pale.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's like Doc Holliday.
Yeah. He must have gotten a fight because he was limping.
Brother has scurvy or something.
Why is he bow-legged?
Rickets.
Andrew, who do you want to be as famous as?
Oh boy.
You need to leave right now and go to a doctor.
No, I'm good. I would like to be I super famous. I'd like to try the super famous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'd like to try the can't leave the house type of deal.
Yeah. I'm with that.
Yeah.
Because that means you're really big too. You've made it. And you got money. You have security dudes.
Look at these two.
Let's go.
Look at these two wannabes.
They lust for fame.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yields, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds, glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate, paid for by Bayer.
Hi, Stacy here with Fairwinds River's Edge Senior Living in St. Charles. We have a helpful seminar coming up Friday, March 7th that just might be the help you didn't even know you needed. Learn about the current housing market and tips on how to downsize and move from a home you may have been in for 20 years, or maybe it's been 50. Happy hour follows. Visit us online at fairwindsriversedge.com and let us know if you're able to join us. Thanks, and we hope to talk with you soon.
3:30, we've got 35 degrees. Currently feels like 12 downtown at the Arch. Powerful storms that killed 3 people in Mississippi and ripped roofs from buildings in a small Oklahoma town are charging across the nation, threatening more communities in the central to eastern U.S. CBS News meteorologist Nikki Nolan tells us the system is now moving away from southeast and mid-Atlantic states into the D.C. area, Pittsburgh, even New York City.
We have definitely damaging winds possible, and even a small chance of some hail into the interior northeast, and that's lasting through the overnight hours tonight.
Blizzard conditions in Nebraska and parts of southern Minnesota made travel there dangerous early this morning. Good news, they've just cleared out that debris, 55 going north at Loughborough. Also, the stalled vehicle 70 west of the Missouri River has also been cleared out of the way. You want the latest on our St. Louis weather? It's changing rapidly. Let's hear it from Dave Murray coming up in just a few moments on the DGS. So stay tuned. At the moment, downtown at the Arch, we're standing at 35. The feels like it's 12. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 23 miles per hour, gusting up to 44. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Waking up from a coma years ago had me feeling stuck. Don't get stuck in a winter freeze with a broken garage door. For repairs or replacement, call your local experts at Renner.
RENNER, RENNER.
News.
All the headlines that matter to me.
Weather.
If it's going to rain, I want to know.
Traffic.
Well, nobody wants to be late for work.
And who brings you that information every morning?
This is Tom Ackerman.
I'm Megan Lynch. Hi, I'm Debbie Monterey.
I'm Roger Brand.
It's Total Information AM with everything you need to know.
What's going on in the world?
Weather reports are so important to start the day.
Tell me where the traffic is so I can get to work on time.
Total Information AM. Mornings on KMOX.
Find out what's happening.
And always live on the free Odyssey app.
So BioBalance Health and Dr. Kathy Maupin, I talk about them all the time, and I do like to try to not bore you guys too much and change things up. And I'll just say this, that it works. Before finding Dr. Kathy Maupin, I spent so much money on eye creams and retinol and things like that. And just like, like maybe it's working, maybe it's a little bit less wrinkles, blah, blah, blah. But going to see Dr. Maupin and Sarah and Sunny and Dana and Stacy, and whether it's Botox or it's fillers, I haven't had fillers, but chemical peels and micro needling and the M-Sculpt that Trish and I had about a year ago to our stomachs that are like 30,000 crunches in 30 minutes, like this little, machine. They have a miniature one that they use on your face and on your jawline. And so it tightens everything up in a little amount of time and a little amount of money. Next door, where I get my testosterone pellets, it's everything is geared around you. It's a med spa. It's upscale. It's beautiful. The people couldn't be nicer. And what they do, whether it's the pellets or it's the skin side, actually work. BioBalanceHealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey. And if you're thinking about selling your home, I know you have a ton of questions. Fact is, selling your home in this real estate market isn't as easy as it used to be. Just look at the headlines. One small mistake could cost you thousands. So before you sell, take a few minutes and get to know Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She is St. Louis's real estate expert. I've been telling you about Gloria for years now. She has written guarantees that will give you certainty and the most money in today's rather uncertain market. And you're always in the driver's seat, knowing exactly how much you'll make on the sale of your home from the very start. That's because Gloria Lou will guarantee upfront and in writing to sell your home at your agreed upon price, or Gloria will buy it herself. Take it from me and call Gloria today at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
It's the Cards and Nationals in Grapefruit League play tomorrow. First pitch 12:10, and you can hear the game live, streaming on Cardinals.com.
Love's gone behind.
3:35 DGS. It's a gloomy day out there. Dave Murray joins us. Hello, Dave.
It's cold. Brr.
Yeah, it really is. It's biting.
Yeah, nice wind too. We had some wind gusts about 50 miles per hour today. Good stuff.
This morning, 8-ish, when it was really blowing and really snowing, and it was just going straight across, like that was pretty cool.
Yeah. The snow, that's what we call snow burst instead of snow flurries. And boy, it was pushing cars and trucks all over the place and reduced visibilities pretty severely for very short periods of time. But it's kind of a neat look this morning.
Yeah, for sure. Do we have any more of that left?
No, most of that is gone. The low pressure's up in Michigan right now. It's pulling away very quickly. So kind of go with a slow clearing process today. There might be a wandering snowflake as far as the evening is concerned, but skies will clear out overnight tonight. It will stay windy most of the night, certainly up through midnight. 29. We're at 33 right now, going 29. So we're not going to drop a heck of a lot. Tomorrow, kind of a mix of clouds and sunshine. It's breezy, but it's not really a windy day, a chilly day, 49. Friday, maybe an early morning rain shower. Temperatures will be above the freezing point on Friday morning. Otherwise, partly sunny and 61. Another little front coming through Friday night, and then the weekend looks good. Sunny skies, 53 on Saturday, sunny, and 58 on Sunday. It does look like it will be warmer next week, and but there's some conflict of exactly how warm we're going to get.
Dave, when does the real wind die down today, or has it already?
No, it hasn't already. We're still seeing some gusts up to 40. I would think that we'll start to see it drop off 7, 8 o'clock tonight, but it doesn't really drop off until after midnight.
Okay, great. Headlines, Rach.
Brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. Okay, a Florida jewelry thief who stole over $700,000 in earrings from Tiffany & Company in Orlando swallowed the evidence before being arrested by the Florida Highway Patrol. Surveillance footage shows the suspect grabbing the earrings and fleeing the store. He has a history of similar robberies and multiple warrants out of Colorado. He remained in custody in Orange County, and it was unclear if he had legal representation. The police are not confirming if the earrings have been recovered, if you know what I'm saying.
How many earrings did he swallow?
I mean, Tiffany is not cheap, so that could have been one pair of earrings.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Or,
Yeah,
I mean,
but even one pair coming through.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I hope they were studs.
Some big diamonds.
That's gotta.
The worst I heard of something like that, a buddy of mine, long time ago, went to a dentist downtown. I remember that. And he was getting a veneer or a fake tooth or something put in. And during the procedure, he swallowed it.
Ooh.
And the dentist was like, well, we know how this is going to go. You need to poop into a tea strainer and bring that tooth back and we'll put her in.
Ooh.
And he's like, yeah, no,
we can get a new one.
Yeah, let's
we
get
can get a new
tooth.
tooth.
She's like, well, I can do that, but it's going to be another $500. So
Well, then pay the $500.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not eating the poop tooth.
what if they could, what if they're like, look, we're going to sanitize it. We're
Yeah.
going
I think I would,
You could probably convince me.
yeah,
Think
I
of
would
the things you put in your mouth.
Yeah. Like things go through the dishwasher. Like I that's less of the issue than the actual retrieval.
yeah.
Like, am I supposed to dig it out?
who else?
Yeah.
When we're buying a new tooth.
Now that's customer service. If they're
Yeah. You just bring the whole thing in a bag. We'll take care of that.
Tooth in here somewhere.
Stories by Harper Lee are going to appear for the first time in a new collection. Of course, she's the author of To Kill a Mockingbird. The collection will be titled The Land of Sweet Forever, and it's coming out this fall. It includes 8 unreleased stories and nonfiction pieces written by Lee between 1961 and 2006.
See, how do I put this? I have the highest education of anyone I know who did very little. Like, I've not read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, you've never read it?
I've not read Moby
spectacular.
Dick. I've not read many of the classics. Like, I just sort of skated. I don't know how I made it. I just kind of skated through. Like, there's so many things like that I am aware of, and I would fake it if we were at a happy hour and you said, like, if you read To Kill a Mockingbird, I'd be like, oh.
Cannot believe what that damn mockingbird did.
It changed my life.
Damn mockingbird,
I'm so
man.
glad they killed it.
Yeah.
It needed some killing.
Man, if any mockingbird ever needed a death, it was that one.
That's a great book. Moby Dick is terrible, though.
Really?
Yeah. That book sucks.
Maybe you read the wrong version.
Which is a real shame because I love like whales and whaling. That stuff really interests me. So I was like, this is going to be a slam dunk. I can't wait to read that book.
How can you love both whales and whaling?
Yeah, that seems to be a
little
bit
conflict
contradictory there, buddy.
I'm a man of many sides.
He's like, I'm a complicated man of contradictions.
Oh, how I love dogs and dog racing.
I love mockingbirds and the killing of them.
Great. Kraft Heinz is trying its hand at alcohol products. The company is introducing Crystal Light vodka seltzers. Its first alcohol product for grocery stores. I like Crystal Light. I like a good vodka seltzer. Looking at the photo, like the mock-ups of these, it just makes me go like, yeah, like they're going to be very sour. They're only 70 calories. I mean, maybe I'll try them if I see them at the store, but there's something about them too it's weird to me. I don't know, just because Crystal Light is a way of just like cheating and like making your water, like perking up your water.
Yeah. Have any of those crossover type things where somebody non-alcohol tries to go alcohol, has it ever been good? Because like the alcoholic Mountain Dew sucks.
I've only had one awful alcoholic seltzer in my life. Can you believe that? When I went to KU for Dad's weekend, and that's what they had, and I had one, and it was perfectly drinkable. But to me, outside of the aesthetic, and again, I know it's stupid, like men drink these and girls drink this, but outside of that, it's like, how many of these am I gonna have to drink to feel anything?
I like the umbrella drinks; those are good.
I do like the one time I had the Simply Juice. They make a vodka seltzer, and I got that, and that was pretty good.
Was it?
I will say, Wheels, in my experience, any sort of alcoholic soda tastes bad. There's something wrong with it, like in the can. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Pope is resting after sleeping through the night with a ventilation mask as he battles pneumonia. Ash Wednesday is going on without Pope Francis this year, so we're just keeping an eye on the situation. After nearly 10 years, a polar bear is leaving the St. Louis Zoo in an exchange with the Toledo Zoo and Aquarium. Callie, the 12-year-old polar bear, left this week as a part of a breeding program, so hopefully we get new little baby polar bears out of this. The St. Louis Zoo received twin 2-year-old polar bears, Kalu and Kalik, as part of the exchange. They're not available to see for the public to see just yet, but they will be soon.
It was a trade.
It was a trade, like in baseball.
Look at that.
I wonder if you had to buy one, what they would cost. Like if you purchased one from another zoo, like what's a polar bear go for?
I have no idea.
I've never even thought of it working that way.
Yeah.
Does it work that way?
I don't know. I mean, where they get them? They don't catch them, do they? I mean,
zoos by
I think there is some of that going on.
Out there catching polar bears?
Yeah. See, zoos acquire animals through breeding programs, purchasing them, and sometimes capturing them in the wild. So they do buy them. What do those animals cost?
I just got a chill. I just got one of those bad chills where you're like, ooh, like, down your spine.
Like a scary chill, like someone walking across your grave?
No, just like a, ooh, you can't help but kind of raise your shoulders to your ears there for a second.
I'm a big chill
start
getter.
getting ads to buy.
I know. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get on Twitter, and it's gonna be like, do you want to buy a tiger?
You're gonna get a call from the FBI.
Yeah.
One more story here for headlines. The CEO of Chipotle says the company will absorb any cost increases from tariffs. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, that's definitely outside the norm of what you normally hear from these people.
That's a good advertising thing, too. Like, hey, we're not raising prices if other people are.
Absolutely.
Go Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. Let's go to Chipotle.
Is that it?
I could use a burrito.
Okay.
I guess that's it.
That was my final
Let's go
story.
get burritos.
We need to get you a symbol to hit at the end or
Sorry,
something
I
like that.
I had to do something on the board and I got distracted.
That's okay. Thank you, Dave.
Now, KMOX traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, this traffic reports a service of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. It's a pretty quiet afternoon. I heard a report of a tree down Old Bonham, oddly enough, near Arbor Road in the Olivet area, so you may find some minor restrictions there. Traffic doesn't look bad through that area right now. It's not bad on the highways either, really. Westbound 70 wide open from downtown all the way to Wentzville. Westbound 64, same thing, no delays. Again, it's another one of these days where maybe folks were worried about the weather this morning, didn't go in, so they don't have to go home this afternoon. I do see some slow traffic on southbound 55 from Gasconade to Bates, south of Bales to Rivas, but it's more of a slowdown than a jam, and there's just a little slow stretch south of McNutt towards Highway A in the construction zone. It looks like we have a train crossing Route 3 at Monsanto. Northbound is backed up to Jerome. Southbound's backed up to the Poplar. Westbound 44 past the Poplar downtown is slow, but like the Missouri interstates on the Illinois side are lighting on the go for you right now as well. 99 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors for savvy homeowners. For same-day garage door repair 24/7, call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis or schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorstlouis.com. I'm Roger Brand of the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Tom Ackerman here. Busey Bank and Building Community takes us across the river to Madison County to recognize Refuge for Kids for the support they offer children and caregivers who've experienced trauma through abuse, neglect, and violence. By providing counseling, support, and education, Refuge for Kids changes the lives of children, their families, and the community for generations to come. Learn more about how you can get involved at refugeforkids.org. That's refuge, the number 4, kids.org.
This is Rob Schwartz, Senior Vice President of Busey Bank. At Busey, we believe everyone in our community has a part to play in providing a safe surrounding free from trauma for all of us. Learning more about Refuge for Kids is a start. For 10 years, Refuge has provided families the tools they need to heal and build resilience. A resilient community is a stronger community. That's what building community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
KMOX Kegs and Eggs, presented by Budweiser, is back and moving to a new home at Cardinals Nation Restaurant in Ballpark Village, Thursday, March 27th from 11 till 2 p.m. This event will still feature the KMOX live broadcast with special guest appearances from local celebrities and Cardinals personnel. All-inclusive single tickets and tables are on sale now and include a brunch buffet, draft beer from Anheuser-Busch products, and select mixed drinks. Single tickets and tables are limited, so get yours now at KMOX.com/events.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by calling 844-300-LEAF to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water, and it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty, so you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Call Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate and to save up to 30%. Dial 844-300-LEAF. That's 844-300-LEAF.
Attention St. Louis sports enthusiasts. On March 25th, the Blues and Cardinals join forces for a night of STL sports fandom. It's Cardinals Night, presented by Scott Credit Union. Immerse yourself in the ultimate celebration of our city's passion for sports when the Blues take on the Montreal Canadiens at Enterprise Center. Theme night buyers will take home an exclusive co-branded One Nation short-sleeved hoodie. Get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com/theme.
Looking to give your bathroom an affordable facelift? Maybe you need your shower area to become a safer space for your family's needs. Hey, it's Trish with a recommendation. Michaels can come in and give you a free quote. We'll discuss your needs and help figure out what would work best for your space and budget. Michaels Baths remodel bathrooms all over the St. Louis region. 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ rating with the BBB. You'll love these guys. Michaels Bass, 636-775-0800.
Get ready to swing into action with Mizzou Gymnastics. Catch the Tigers in their final home meet of the season at the Hearn Center on Sunday, March 9th at noon. Don't miss the excitement as 8th-ranked Mizzou takes on the 11th-ranked Auburn Tigers. The first 500 fans will receive a Tigers cosmetic bag. Get your tickets today at mutigers.com/tickets. That's mutigers.com/tickets. MIZ.
KMOX for St. Louis. By St. Louis. Always about St. Louis.
It's not in the way that you hold me. It's not in the way you
351 DGS. On the other side of the top of the hour break, we have Alderperson and Schweitzer coming in. So it'd be good to get to know her. Been seeing her on television. She seems impressive, and we'll find out about city politics and get her ideas on national politics and all that kinds of stuff. That's all I had.
All right. Good talk.
We're going to wait for Ian to show up.
Good talk, Russ.
10 minutes.
Good talk, Russ.
I have so many things I'm hesitant to talk about.
Like what?
Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your show.
I know. It's just the kind of thing that can be taken the wrong way. Like, oh, you're saying that blah, blah, blah. But I'll just say it. Since I'm 60, and since I was a little kid, like I've been learning about third world countries and everyone's starving and, you know, all this stuff. And so for at least 60 years, aid has been going on. Do I think we should be giving starving people aid? Yes. Do I think that we should be helping people who have dirty water, have clean water? Absolutely. But I think about this now and then, and I'm like, it doesn't seem like they've caught up at all. You know, it's like, it seems like they're as bad off as they have been my entire life. And I just wonder, like, why, if that's true, are they not progressing and getting a little better at handling stuff on their own? Does that make sense?
Is it the same places?
I don't know. Again, it's more of a big overall thought that when I see quote unquote third world countries and people, you know, struggling and babies, you know, and malnutrition and stuff, I'm like, why? Why? Is it your government that's terrible? Is it lack of education? Is it warlords? Like what is it? Why can't we fix that as opposed to just always sort of putting a Band-Aid on it?
So what's the way I want to put this? I'm not educated as well in this topic as I would like to be, but the things that I've understood about it is those are the countries that are often caught in between the powerful countries. And their governments are either poorly run, non-existent, or compromised in some way.
Yeah, corruption.
But there can be business interests that want things to stay a certain way, because people that have business interest in those developing countries can still take advantage of that, but not if the wrong person's in power. So if the people in power aren't good, but they're good to those interests, then those interests protect those people. And it may not be good for the citizens, but it can be good for business. And I know that's not going to describe every situation perfectly, because sometimes it's a lack of clear resources or educational
I just
problems
wonder
or
how
whatever.
many third world countries we have helped to become a second world country. Like,
well, I mean, I think part of the problem too is a lot of the goal isn't necessarily to advance them. Sometimes the goal is geopolitical in the sense that if we don't help here and things get worse, this could be a problem for us down the road. Like a problem area in the world for us down the road.
Yeah.
A place where, say, a terrorist organization could take hold or whatever.
It must just be whether it's in our own country and it's, bad neighborhoods or it's other countries. It must be so much harder than I think it must be to make an actual change.
Yeah.
As opposed to just treating the symptoms generation after generation to make an actual change where you're like, that neighborhood no longer needs help. This country no longer needs help. That must be infinitely difficult.
When you've been hurt in an accident, you need a law firm that wins. Onder wins. For over 100 years, Onder Law has been winning for St. Louis. With over $5 billion in negotiated settlements and over $300 million in verdicts, Onder wins. Voted best law firm by STL Today 2 years in a row, Onder wins. Whether it's settlements, verdicts, or awards, Onder wins. If you've been hurt in a car accident, trucking accident, or hurt on the job, Onder Law will get you the money you deserve. At Onder Law, winning is what we do. So when the stakes are high, Onder wins. Call us today for a free consultation. We don't get paid unless we win for you. Dial 314 or 6189 That's 314 or 6189, then all zeros. Or visit us online at onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars. Lose the weight and stop smoking. Early bird specials $49.99. Seminar Sunday, March 16th. Aviator Hotel and Suites, South I-55, St. Louis. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Or Monday, March 17th, 4 Point Sheraton, St. Louis. Fairview Heights. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN's birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. Visit NordVPN and discover the benefits. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Encrypt your online traffic. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS. That's newnordicusa.com.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. If you have exposed brick or stone in your garage, basement, or fireplace, this would be a great time to call Morelli Tuck Pointing. The Morelli team can work 12 months a year on the inside of your home. Tuck pointing is the removal and replacement of old and missing mortar on a wall or chimney. When you tuck point your home, you strengthen your structure, you prevent water damage, and you add value to your property. The Morelli team is expert at matching the color of the new mortar to the color of the old mortar. And I know because the Morellis have tuck-pointed patios, walls, and chimneys at 2 of our homes here in St. Louis. Morelli is a recipient of the Better Business Bureau Torch Award and the Angie's List Super Service Award every year since 2005. You can also research their reviews on the Google, Angie's List, and Better Business Bureau websites. Morelli Tuck Pointing at 314-645-1387 or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Now, KMOX traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, if you're coming through downtown, it's not too bad this afternoon. Eastbound 64 is kind of slow from Union Station across the bridge over to 3rd Street. Westbound 44 past the Poplar, a little busy. Still seeing a backup Southbound Route 3 from the Poplar down to Monsanto. Northbound's not as bad, though, so I think the train may have crossed. There is another backup on southbound Route 3 from Jerome down to Camp Jackson, so it looks like things are opening up, but still delays, obviously. Westbound 64, Science Center out through McCausland is slow. After that, it's wide open to Wentzville. Westbound 70 is a little busy right around Cypress. Otherwise, no big deal to Wentzville after that. Southbound 270 approaching Olive down to Ladou's a little off the pace. South 170 south of Ladou down to 64. That's a little slow. Southbound 55, a little more volume. South of Arsenal to Bates and south of Bayless to Rivas, the usual roadwork delays. For the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
KMOX KECK HD2 St. Louis.
The legendary voice of St. Louis. This is KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 4 o'clock in mid-America. We've got a cloudy sky, currently 35 degrees. Feels like 13 downtown at the Arch. The filibuster continues on the Senate floor of the Missouri State Capitol, where the Democrats want to block a state takeover of the St. Louis City Police Department. Let's go live to the newsroom. KMOX's Maria Keenan has been monitoring this. And what is the latest, Maria?
Michael, the city of St. Louis, just for some background for our listeners, took control of SLMPD in 2013 after being under state control for 152 years. Now, the Democrats are going page by page, line by line through this bill that passed the Missouri House last week, which has the state resuming control. This is Senator Carla Mage, who has been on the floor for at least an hour and a half now.
Bill allows for the employees to usurp the authority of the chief, and that doesn't make sense, because in order for me, I, as the chief, need to be able to hold my officers accountable.
Now, both the St. Louis Police Officers Association and Ethical Society of Police support the state taking back control. As for the filibuster, it continues at this hour. Live in the newsroom, Maria Kina, KMOX News.
Robert Tracy says votes against Mayor Tashara Jones are not a review of the job he's done as St. Louis City Police Chief.
You're not hearing people talk about the crime in this election. They're talking about a lot of other things. So she's done a tremendous job, I think, in a lot of areas that the mayor doesn't get credit for and should. But this is an election season. Politics sometimes, everybody wants to be that position. That's why you have elections. And I can't speak for other people, but I get a lot of good feedback.
If Mayor Jones is out of office come April, Chief Tracy tells KMOX he hopes he is asked to stay on. President Trump is giving U.S. automakers a brief exemption from his tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports.
Amid worries the president's trade war could crush domestic manufacturing,
the president is giving them an exemption for 1 month so they are not at an economic disadvantage.
Spokeswoman Caroline Levitt says that's at the request of the big three automakers, Ford, GM, and Stellantis. The White House had insisted there would be no exemptions from tariffs. The fast shift reflects that the tariffs have both alienated allies and fueled fears at home of higher prices. The president's commerce chief has suggested the U.S. is looking to meet Canada and Mexico in the middle, and the president spoke today with Canadian leader Justin Trudeau. But a senior Canadian official says Trudeau will not lift Canada's retaliatory tariffs, while the president still taxes Canadian imports. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski says changes at the Postal Service could make mail delivery less reliable for people in the Metro East.
The USPS itself has acknowledged that this proposal could cause mail delays of up to 24 hours for rural communities.
She says the consolidation of the Springfield Processing Center into a St. Louis facility would delay mail coming from state government. She's concerned privatization of the Postal Service or moving it from independent governance to under the Commerce Department could result in further declines to service. The KMOX Business Desk, a way to spread out the cost of a vacation.
Expedia is offering buy now, pay later payments on cruise vacations. The flexible payment options include bookings on any of Expedia's brands, including Travelocity and Orbitz. You'll be able to spread your payments over 3 to 24 months with FlexPay. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
The Dow from Stifel today up 485 points to 43,006.
There's a couple of big deals going through the afternoon. First is the wind. A wind advisory in effect till 6 o'clock. Wind gusts could push 40 to 50 miles per hour. The second feature, rain showers and snow burst from time to time. You get caught in these snow bursts, visibility will drop close to zero for a very short period of time, and the wind is going to be pushing cars and trucks all over the highways. 45 for the high, but it feels much colder this afternoon. Wind chills around 30. Tonight, still very windy, slow clearing and cold, 29 degrees. Wind chills in the single numbers overnight. Thursday, sunny, light winds, but it's chilly, 49 degrees. Friday, an early morning rain shower. We will be above freezing. Otherwise, partly sunny at 57, low 50s, and sunny for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray for the Voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
We've got a cloudy sky, currently 35 degrees, but the feels like is 13 downtown at the Arch. Winds are out of the northwest-northwest at 21 miles per hour, but the gusts are up to 42. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
This hour of the DGS is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloor.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. A few minutes past 4 p.m. It is Winnie the Pooh, blustery day out there, cold and biting and windy and such. We have Alderperson Ann Schweitzer on. I noticed Ann when I was watching television, like during Snowgate and all that stuff, and thought that she seemed really smart and really engaged. And hey, let's get her on the show. And then like 2 weeks ago, we were at the same restaurant. I'm like, oh, damn, this is awkward. And so I wanted to walk up and say like, hey, Ann, I'm Dave. But then I'm just like, she's gonna have no idea who Dave is. And so I didn't do it. I just told these guys, I'm like, this is Ann Schweitzer over there.
You should have just talked.
Yeah.
You're like, I know that voice.
Yeah. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for coming in. So introduce yourself to the KMOX audience. Tell us like just all about yourself. Where you grew up, how you got into this, all that stuff.
Sure. I'm Ann Schweitzer. I am the alderwoman of the First Ward. I grew up in St. Louis City. My parents and family have been involved in politics and community and public service for my whole life. Even before that, my grandfather was the sheriff of St. Louis in the 80s, and my mom was an elected official in St. Louis as well. My dad was a judge. So public service has just always been in my blood, something that was basically bred into me, I think. Growing up, it was always something my family prioritized. I went away to college to Brandeis in Massachusetts and came back about 13 years ago now. Worked in campaigns and in public relations and in a lot of volunteering with different environmental organizations, cat rescue, various different things. And eventually, you need a cat. Eventually decided to run for office myself in 2021 when I became the 13th Ward Alderwoman and got reelected 2 years ago.
How has it been? And what I'm really wondering is, how has it surprised you?
How has it surprised me? I think I always knew that it would be a lot about building relationships, but it is amazing how much that is true, no matter whether that's through the legislative process or within your community with your constituents. It's all about building trust and working together. You're not always going to agree, but if you can maintain that trust and open communication, you'll be able to get a lot more done.
Yeah. Has the board become less get-alongy since you've been in 2021?
No, we started with Lewis Reed as a president when I became on the board. So I'd say it's gotten more tame and a little bit more professional in the last few years. It's been really interesting going from 28 wards to 14 with just the amount more that we're able to get done. Almost everyone on the board is working as a full-time alderperson. So it's a lot of people who have a lot of time to dedicate to legislation and constituent services. So a lot's getting done.
So Joe Vollmer was on last night. Yeah. And he said this or asked this question. He had a great answer to it. But basically, you're all Democrats. And so there shouldn't be an aisle to reach across, but there kind of is. I mean, there's still a divide. Is that divide between progressives and not progressives, or is it territorial, or how does it kind of divvy up?
I think it depends on the issue more than anything else. I've worked with every single person on the board and had different times where I've agreed with everyone on the board, and sometimes it shakes up a little bit differently. I would say that, like anything else, it's a spectrum. I consider myself, middle left, I guess, of that center at the board. But in general, it all is all Democrats trying to work together.
And why? So I've been downtown. I used to be a lawyer, and my first job was downtown. So I've been downtown one way or another since 1990. And we didn't like practicing in the city back then. It was like things just didn't work as well. And that's back when the glory days, like tons of people downtown. This is a tough question, and it's a global question. And if whatever input you have, but why does it seem so difficult? Why does the city seem so dysfunctional?
Why does the city seem so dysfunctional? Well, I think a lot of it is because a lot of the bad stuff gets talked about. And I think some of the good stuff doesn't. And that is just going to make it seem worse than it is. I've found a lot of people who work in City Hall and in different departments to be incredibly good at their jobs and getting more and more done. The work of the health department, for example, I think they did a fantastic job with a global pandemic. They were wonderful with that. And I've seen improvements in the outreach with vacant buildings and things like that, and collaboration with the nonprofits in these spaces, and work across the city in those spaces. But I do think the city gets beat up a bit by people who don't necessarily live in the city of St. Louis, and maybe read bad things or hear bad things. That's not to say that the city doesn't have plenty that it needs to do to improve. And that's why I want to keep doing this job, really, is to keep working on those things that the city needs to improve. But I do think that, the public perception is one of those things we need to work on.
So this is probably a gut thing, but is your gut that we are close to turning a corner, or like, oh no, man, we're still like years away from actually making a difference?
It's funny. I feel like it's such a day-to-day task, but not a day-to-day change in what you're seeing, if that makes sense.
It does.
Because over the last 4 years in the ward, since I've been alderperson, you see more storefronts filled with small businesses, more traffic calming, more activities in the parks, more just happening in general. And if I were to look back on those 4 years and have thought about giant changes happening overnight, I wouldn't have seen them necessarily, but it's the everyday efforts, I think, that really make a change. And that is something that I just hope that more and more people, fall in love with St. Louis the same way that, the way I feel about St. Louis, and people want to come here and invest their lives and time in it. I think it has so much potential. And if there are people who are willing to work on it, then, we'll keep seeing changes, maybe looking back 5 years or 10.
We're talking to Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer. Guys, if you guys have questions, just feel free to jump in and cut me off. So have you enjoyed public service, coming from a public service family? You liking it?
I do. It's a service job, so it's all about trying to get things done for the people that you represent and the people of the city of St. Louis. And there are days that are really hard, and there are hard challenges and things that are big problems. I mean, very rarely do people call their alderman with good news. This is hearing.
Just want to say thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
You
You're
guys are great.
Thanks. I'll take those. Thank you.
Wheeler said I was great.
Yeah. So you're good. Okay. But yeah, so you're talking to people on sometimes their worst day or something bad has happened. And so the joy, I think, really comes from getting to make improvements that affect people's everyday life. Someone calls because, their trash hasn't been picked up in 2 weeks, and you're able to help get it moving by talking directly with the refuse commissioner or something. And then it is picked up. And it's just that little thing that makes their life so much better. You want people to look outside their door and think everything's working well, and that's what local government gets to participate in. So I think that's what keeps me going with the job.
Wheels, while you were out doing push-ups or whatever you do on breaks and pumping up, Ann made a really interesting point, I thought. And anytime you say, like, I don't put words in your mouth, and then you do, so I'll just do it. But basically saying that, she just wants to be really good at her job and really competent, and hopefully that's enough. And I thought that was such an interesting point, because in her job, in our job, sometimes being really good and solid and competent is not enough. You have to be a bomb thrower, and you have to be someone who gets attention. And that's sad.
Yeah, and I also think that if everybody looked at it that way, then other things would work better, generally speaking. Unfortunately, I'm not talking about anybody specific or anything specific to St. Louis, but unfortunately, there are a lot of people in our business,
yes,
and in the business of politics that are just looking at their next step or what's good for them in the moment or what's going to get me the right feedback that I want or donations or advancement or whatever. In our case, ratings and money in the business. And when the approach of everyone is just want to be good at this, I want to be better at my job, I want to get things done, I think that works because then things get done and you can build from there. But unfortunately, we're not worried about works. We're worried about attention and noise or advancement or money and ratings in our case.
Yeah. And thoughts on that?
Yeah, make government boring again.
Yeah, please.
I appreciate those comments, and I think about a lot with working to get reelected. It's how do you demonstrate to people that you've earned their support, and you try to show a list of accomplishments and the things that you can show them. But I think at the end of the day, whoever, when you walk into a ballot box, it's in their hands. They have to choose, and why people make decisions is so personal. And I do hope that people are choosing their candidate or who they're listening to on the radio by who they think provides the best value to them. But it's not always how it works, and you have to figure out how to get your message out to people and make sure that the right audience is listening.
And I'm just looking at the different committees you're on. You have your hand in quite a few things going on in the city. I'm wondering, what is it that you get most excited about to roll up your sleeves and like, okay, today we're tackling this issue and I'm really excited to get started on it, like every day?
I'd say infrastructure in general is my favorite thing. I want to make sure that the streets are paved, the potholes are filled, your water turns on when you turn on the faucet, and that there's a way for everyone to get around no matter their ability level in the city of St. Louis, or no matter what kind of public transit or transit they want to take in general. That's what I get most excited about. I think those are the reasons why people want to be in a specific area or city, is their kind of user experience of that city, and that is so much about the infrastructure working and being high quality.
We like you.
Yes.
You're going to be okay. You passed the test.
Well, it feels like almost all the people that we had that are willing to come in are like this, are, it's sensible. It's, it's not like there's always universal agreement on every single thing that's going on. And the people that don't want to talk are the ones that you're like, all right, maybe you need to be the ones that, I don't know, kind of get on board with the rest of us.
Yeah. I mean, not to like just pat ourselves in the back, but if you can't do this show, like what show can you do? I mean, I think we're pretty reasonable, but there are a lot of people who won't. So anything else you want to get out there? Anything else you want to talk about before we let you go?
Well, thank you so much for your time and talking. We could clearly talk all day. I'd say the thing that I hope people remember is that April 8th is the general election. It's a really important election. You'll be voting for your mayor, your comptroller, perhaps your alderperson if you're in an odd ward. If you're in the first ward and listening, I would really appreciate your vote. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Thank you very much. I'll tell you guys about something going on with financial and tax architects. Once or twice a month, they're doing these retirement planning 101 seminars at libraries and colleges around town. They would love to host you. It's free. And here's the big thing. You're probably thinking like, oh yeah, it's free. But then at the end, they're going to lock the doors. It's like a timeshare and they're going to hard sell me and make it awkward. I'm not worth that. It's not like that at all. It truly is a 3-hour seminar. If you want to talk to someone afterwards, make an appointment afterwards, you can do that, but no one's going to push you to do it. You're going to talk about when you take your Social Security, how you pay for healthcare, how do you get your money out of that 401k you've been putting it into for the last 25 or 30 years. So all these things will be covered. Again, it's absolutely free of charge. We would ask you to bring 3 canned goods, which we're going to give to the St. Louis Crisis Nursery. All we need you to do is call the number I'm about to give you and reserve space. 314-350-8110, 350-8110 for financial and tax architects, 314-350-8110.
Now, KMOX traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
This traffic report's a service of Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Highways are doing pretty well this afternoon, a lot better than most days. We do have some heavy traffic on northbound 170. It's actually backed up from 70 up to Airport Road. Southbound 170 is kind of busy from Ladue to Brentwood right now. Westbound 70 is a good run from downtown all the way to Wentzville, believe it or not. Westbound 64, starting to see some slow stuff right at Boyle, and then stop-and-go pockets from Kings Highway out to McCausland. West of Lindbergh out to Ballas is a little busy, but it still looks great out in the Westplex. Southbound 270 north of Olive to Ladue is slow, a little busy right at Manchester, but otherwise looks like you're good to go. 44 westbound, wide open from downtown. Southbound 55, Arsenal down to Bates, and south of Bayless to Rivas, the usual heavier stuff, but it looks good down in Jefferson County downtown. Eastbound 64 Union Station across the Poplar, slow over to 3rd Street. Westbound 44 past the Poplar is heavy. Southbound Route 3 is cleared up from the Poplar to Monsanto, but it's still backed up south of Judith down to Camp Jackson. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
In the 70s, baseball player Jerry Kelly decided to do something different.
Thanks for calling, Jerry Kelly, Heating and Air Conditioning.
This year, the company Jerry started decided we'd do something different.
Thanks for calling Jerry Kelly Heating, Air, and Electrical.
And electrical.
Do you know what time it is? There's a reason you do. And Thursday, we'll explore why you know what time it is, how you know it's accurate, and why we have to adjust the hour twice each year. How time works. An Odyssey Conversation, Thursday night at 8 on KMOX. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Celebrate twice as much with NordVPN's birthday deal. Get 72% off and a coupon for up to 1 year free. Visit NordVPN and discover the benefits. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. Encrypt your online traffic. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. What? They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less, hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hey, this is Eddie from Fast Eddie's Bon Air in Alton, Illinois. The sun is shining bright, and it's time to drop the top or jump on the bike and cross over that big, beautiful bridge into Alton, Illinois. That's right. Check out our new motorcycle corral parking and our expanded new bus parking. It's always sunny in Alton. It's a beautiful ride to come party on that sunny patio. Everybody loves sunny, especially when there's live music 7 days a week. Delicious cheap eats like the Big Elwood on a stick, the half-pound Fast Eddie burger, the hot chick on your stick, those succulent peel-and-eat shrimp, and as always, and always will be, the coldest beer in town. So if you're looking for fun in the sun, or even when the sun goes down, come on over to sunny Alton, Illinois. And like Mr. Shannon says, if you're 21 and you're in the mood, head on over to Fast Eddie's Bon Air in Alton, Illinois.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Hi, my name is Christina Straight, the owner of Straight Realty, and I'm asking you, what do you want in a realtor? Do you want experience? I've been a broker for over 21 years. Do you want to know how much I've sold? I've sold over $500 million, yes, $1 billion with a B, in sales. Do you want value? I now list properties for only 2%. So if you're looking for all these things and want the best, then call me 314-441-4444. Why pay more than $2? You can also listen to my podcast on my website, straightrealty.com.
Commissions are not regulated and negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
When you've been hurt in an accident, you need a law firm that wins. Onder wins. For over 100 years, Onder Law has been winning for St. Louis. With over $5 billion in negotiated settlements and over $300 million in verdicts, Onder wins. Voted best law firm by STL Today 2 years in a row, Onder wins. Whether it's settlements, verdicts, or awards, Onder wins. If you've been hurt in a car accident, trucking accident, or hurt on the job, Onder Law will get you the money you deserve. At Onder Law, winning is what we do. So when the stakes are high, Onder wins. Call us today for a free consultation. We don't get paid unless we win for you. Dial 314 or 6189-million. That's 314 or 6189, then all zeros. Or visit us online at onderwins.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
.424 DGS. I told the guys I had a moment last night. I was watching TV, and one of the things that I consider woke, everyone has a different idea of it, is that it seems that, like on commercials, for example, every family must have an Asian person, an African-American person, a disabled person, and like, I get it, but like, it gets to be too much. And then last night I was watching, and there was a commercial for vitamins, and it was an old white lady and her white son from college who was wearing a sweatshirt that said state. And it's like, did you take your multivitamin today? And I'm like, oh, white people. God.
Oh, I know the commercial you're
You know
talking
what I'm talking about?
Do they seem a little flirty to you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. It's your mom.
It's a little weird. They're like hugging a lot.
Yes.
And like a lot of prolonged eye contact. And
That's
it's like,
the one.
What's going on here?
And he like pours the vitamin into her hand, and then he gives her a look like,
I always think this is just like bad commercial actors not knowing not knowing how to figure out like the chemistry, like that famous Folgers
Yes, the brother
commercial
and sister.
with the overly flirty brother and sister.
Yes.
Where he lifts her up on the counter and it's like, whoa, what are we doing here?
She's like, welcome home, big boy.
I'm so glad you thought that too, Dave, because I've seen that commercial a couple times, and each time I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm like, is this what you're going for?
Yeah.
Like, are you like, because I'm intrigued.
Exactly. I want to see the next commercial. I want to see where it goes.
I want to see where it goes.
What? I want to see what happens with this mother and son.
Tune in next time for How the World Turns.
Well, good. I'm glad I was able to do that. I afraid I'd get in trouble for it or something. But
one thing we do a lot is we try to adjust everything all at once. We can't gradually integrate new ideas or things into mainstream. We just got to be like, here, throw everything out there at once. It's got to happen now. And then it feels forced, and that's what annoys people like you.
That noise you just made my tongue tickle horribly. You know this about me, right? When someone else makes a raspberry, like, I can't do it. Stop. Stop.
I didn't do it.
These two fools are doing it. Okay, I'm going to try to do it, and you'll see how ridiculous this is. Everyone watching, watch this. Like, it just
that was a good one.
You nailed it. All right, that was perfect.
It makes my tongue go literally numb.
Yeah, you get that little buzz.
And when you do it,
like when you touch a battery with your tongue. Remember when you did that?
Exactly it.
Maybe you touched too many batteries when you were a kid.
That could be.
Why are you licking batteries, Kevin?
Didn't you do that when you were a kid?
No.
Everybody did. Once you learned to do that, like,
everybody did.
Oh, now I can kind of taste it.
Yeah.
Oh, my little freak ass with my OCD.
I'm telling you, dude. Again, maybe it was a 70s, 80s things when people were stupid, but you'd be like, oh, look at that.
I have a 9-volt.
Yeah.
And when my mom and dad were looking at me, then I'd go right back in.
That explains a lot for our generation, doesn't it?
Battery lickers.
Gnawing on it like a pretzel stick.
Do you guys remember those batteries from like the 90s, early 2000s where you could put your thumbs on either side and it would show you how much charge it had?
No.
You don't know? You don't remember this? What are you, Wheels? You know what I'm talking about? They were Duracells, I'm pretty sure. And you could like, the heat from your fingertips would like heat it up and show you if there was juice left.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
battery.
yeah.
Yeah. You had to do it so hard it hurt your fingers so bad.
Yep. Yeah, it was on the label, right? And it was like a green strip.
Yes, it was a green strip. All right, I'm not crazy.
Batteries are so, like, I'm always mad at batteries, right? There's
Yeah.
never a time when you're like, batteries. Like, it's always a pain in the ass.
Louis Cardinals baseball, they lose against the Astros on the road today in West Palm Beach by a 6-5 score. The Astros score 3 of their 6 runs in the final 2 innings as the Cardinals had a lead going to the bottom of the 8th inning, but end up losing in walk-off fashion. Sonny Gray goes 2 2/3 innings in his Grapefruit League debut, 3 runs on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks. Home runs from Lucan Baker and Jose Barrero. Prior to the game, the Cardinals announcing that Jordan Walker has inflammation in his knee and he's going to be shut down for about a week. This is a result of him landing awkwardly on a sprinkler head in the outfield in West Palm just a day earlier. Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol is not overly concerned.
He didn't break his leg. He's going to miss a few days of baseball and then ramp back up. It's really good news.
Cardinals play the Nationals tomorrow. Eric Fetty on the mound. College basketball tonight. Number 15 Missouri playing at Oklahoma, and Lindenwood plays an OVC tournament first-round game as they're going to match up against Morehead State. In Jupiter, Florida, at Cardinal Spring Training, Matt Pauley, KMOX Sports.
At 4:30, this news update is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. 35, but feels like 13 downtown at the Arch. Missouri wants to make it tougher for children to access pornography online. The State House has given initial approval to a bill that would require websites with at least 33% of material published that is considered harmful to minors to verify that users are at least 18. St. Louis County Democrat Connie Steinmetz, who taught elementary school for nearly 40 years, supports the proposal.
My district did have firewalls, but these kids are really smart and they know how to get around it. It interrupted my ability to teach because I was constantly kicking them off of porn sites. And we're talking about 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Lee's Summit Democrat Carrie Engel, who opposes the bill, tells MissouriNet she has First Amendment and privacy concerns. One more House vote in favor would send the measure to the Senate. The new concrete is nearly done.